Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga.
Dude, that was awesome.
Oh my God, I love it. What's up, guys? How the hell are you? It's another episode of Pigpen and Stu. What's going on, Stu?
What's happening, everybody? What's happening? I got to tell you about that video. You know, it's okay for him to say that word because he didn't hard R it. There was no hard R, so it makes it okay.
It's all good. No harm, no foul, right? No harm.
No hard R, no harm.
That's right. That's right. So, guys, we got to introduce.
You go ahead and do that, Stu. I won't.
We got to introduce right off the bat here.
Jesus is my nigga too.
Coffee House Beer. We got to introduce our buddy here, JERM. So, real quick, guys, welcome. A little bit of background for you. I guess me and Stu, I don't even remember when me and Stu met, man. I was just a fetus, really. He goes way back. We go way back. I remember.
You were a fetus. You were a fetus, and I was inside your mom.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be that kind of party.
No, that doesn't. You know what? Actually, I just made myself sick a little bit. That was not.
Yeah. So, anyways, next to my buddy JERM here. Jerry, you remember when we first met, man?
Yes, I do remember that. There's a good story involving a toilet, actually.
Yeah.
So.
You know,
Edward Lopez says that the intro was a little confusing, bro, because Jesus apparently is not his nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't care.
So,
No, but my address isn't printed anywhere on this YouTube page, is it? That would be terrible.
it is.
People showing up at my house.
I did. I posted that shit all up on the internet just to give people a heads up. So, we met in 6th grade. Me and JERM did. First day of middle school, new school. Nobody knew anybody, and we were in Mrs. Vincent's class with a bunch of other degenerates. Man, we were horrible in that. But anyways, first day. We're going to the bathroom, and at that point in time, everybody's in a single file line. You go to the bathroom, and me and JERM and a bunch of people are in there. And next thing you know, somebody took a bar of soap, and they wedged it. Remember, they wedged it in the toilet. Was it one toilet or two toilets? I can't remember.
I think maybe it was two because it had the two-tone thing going on.
Yeah. So I think there were two toilets. They had the bar of soap in each toilet, and when you flush one, it went durr, and then you flush the other one, it went durr, and it was a little higher pitched. So they were playing Jaws, the Jaws theme, man. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, so basically that was literally what got me and Joe to start talking to each other. As we're waiting in line for the bathroom, and we hear, and we knew it was the toilets. And we just started, we just lost it. We were dying laughing, and then great friends from that point on.
Yeah.
Toilet humor.
Right, and then by the time we got out of the bathroom, everybody was gone. We were lost. And so that was like the start of a good relationship right there.
Yeah. Justice Smoking just said Pigeon for president. I don't know who Pigeon is, but apparently we want him to win. Pigeon for president, everybody.
Hey, could be good. You never know.
There's the correction. I think he meant Pigpen, not Pigeon. But I'm going to call you Pigeon now for the rest of the night, I think.
All right.
Pigeon. Like it's all Pigeon's fault.
Sounds good for me. So, oh my gosh. Oh, hey, before I forget, man, cheers, everybody. It's time for a beer. Been holding out all day. I don't know why.
Hillbilly piss water over here. Hillbilly piss water.
Stu's got some stories. So, Stu, today,
I'm allowed to drink this because I work at Walmart.
Was today your first day at work, or?
No. It was my first. It was my second full day. My first full day was yesterday.
And
which wasn't that bad, you know. My today though it's my second full day, and I work the door. I'm a customer host, so I'm on the door all day. And I greet people as they come in because I'm a people person.
You've always been a people person.
Yeah, I try. And then on the way out, it's a high risk store for theft. Yeah. So my job as part of the asset protection department is to check the receipts, make sure people are paying for the shit that they're rolling out of the store in a cart.
Let me interrupt and ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Are there more thefts now that they have the self-checkout thing? Because damn, that's got to be tempting. I've never done it, but I can't imagine people don't steal shit there all the time.
They do that, and you know what? It's where they station the self-checkouts right by the doors on each side.
Yeah.
That was done on purpose because the customer hosts and whoever's working in the self-checkout can kind of keep an eye on everything a little closer.
Sure.
But yeah, people try to, we had there's a lady today who, she tried to, and she was an older lady too. It wasn't like this was a young chick, but she had a whole cart full of stuff that she checked out. And then under all the bags was like a $50 Bissell fucking wet mop thing.
She didn't think anybody was going to notice the big...
It wasn't on the seat. She didn't pay for it. And then they're like, I told the girl. And he was like, her husband, I don't even think he knew what was going on because he said, I told the girl that it was there and she didn't scan it. I told her to scan it. And then her husband is like, you went through self-checkout. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, he just threw her under the bus. That was pretty insane. But they ended up having to go back and pay for this $50 Bissell wet mop thing. But, yeah, through self-checkout, man, it would be tempting. It would be very tempting.
Yeah. Dude, I'm not no stranger to throwing my wife under the bus. Last year I was growing out back behind the house. I was growing a huge fucking weed plant. I mean, this thing was taller than me, this big plant, and neighbors were going to take down a tree. And it was right behind the plant. I was like, shit, man, they're going to find it and crush it, or somebody's going to steal it. So anyways, I found it out. I thought I was so sly. I cut the thing down the night before the tree was coming down. The next day they took the tree down. Everything was good. My neighbor was back there one day, and I go back there a few days later and go, hey, we're talking. He's like, hey, get this. Before they cut the tree down, we found a marijuana garden back here. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, and get this. They cut it down the day before the tree got cut down. He's like, I think somebody knew about it. I go, whoa, wow, you think so? And so then his wife comes over and she's like, yeah, do you know what that, because I had a clone on my back porch too. And the wind was coming down to theirs. And he's like, hey, she's like, do you know what that skunk smell is? And I was like, yeah, it's probably my weed plant growing on my back porch, and he's like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with smoking a little weed. And I go, yeah, I know, I don't do it. I don't do that crap, man. My wife does it. She's a big pothead though, and threw her under the bus. Now they won't talk to her. So I love blaming my wife for shit.
She looks like a farmer.
Oh, of course, she's got the green thumb.
That's one of the things, sadly, due to my career choice, I have not had since 18. And in fact, I think the last time I had it, I was with Joe.
Really?
Yeah, back in high school. It was me, you, and Dave Hahn.
Oh, jeez.
That makes sense. I remember we rolled one that was about the size of my thumb here, and it was like solid as a rock. And we go to Thompson Park, and we light it up. It was me, Joe, and Dave. We passed it around once or twice, and I mean, it barely had a cherry on it, and both of those guys tapped out. They were like, God, man, I can't have any more. And I'm like, you're freaking kidding me. And I smoked that whole thing, and I felt awesome. That was the last time I ever had it, though, and I haven't been able to touch it since. I've been like around it. I hung out with non-Navy, non-nuke people, and they'll have it, and I'm just like, damn it, I wish I could have some, but I just got to drink a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't been that long.
It
hasn't been that long. It really hasn't.
It's been a little while for me.
I had to quit a while to get this job at Walmart, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Wow, they actually test you for Walmart?
Yeah, just the one time, I think, though.
Wow.
Like, the lady that hired me is really nice. She's worked for Walmart for like 23 years.
She's probably high.
Her name's Marianne. I had mentioned that we do this YouTube show on Tuesday nights. You do this.
Oh, now you're fired.
Start looking for a new job, man.
Yeah. You're gonna have to give me the web address. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I still have it.
Yeah. It's like when your boss sends you a Facebook friend request, you're like, yeah, sure, I'll get right on that. That's what I want my boss to do.
You just leave your boss in limbo at that point. You're just like, you don't accept it, you don't deny it, you just leave it there in that space that no one cares about.
Just let it go away.
I gotta say, I am loving this graphic, by the way.
Dude, we got to thank JERM for the Spy Hunter. Do you pronounce it a GIF or a GIF?
I think you can do it either way. I mean, I call it a GIF, but some people say GIF. But I mean, I don't know. That sounds kind of lame.
I've heard the GIF is the proper way. I've heard it's the proper.
Is it?
I believe it is, and
I still slip up and say GIF every once.
I do too, and then I think I just called it peanut butter. Man, I'm an idiot. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Ricky's here. All right.
Boom.
Stinky Pinky, what's shaking?
Frank the Tank's in the house too.
Yes.
So I just want you to know, Joe, that those little gifs that I had made actually cost quite a bit of money because I basically spent about half my day at work today on those instead of working. So I'm in a classroom right now, and I'm just sitting in the back of the class, and the guy's just droning on. I mean, it was seriously like Ben Stein, and I couldn't take it. And so I found this little website to make these animations. You basically just plug in the YouTube address, clip which section you want, and it'll loop it, and you got to find the right spot so that it'll loop kind of seamlessly. I kept sending them to Joe. He's got like a whole inbox.
Dude, I do. I have. I tried making one, but it must have been like it was a giant. I must have to shrink it down because it like 3 hours later it was still trying to complete it. You know. And I was like, I think it just froze up. I don't know, but it was still moving. It was like the loading bar was still going.
Cheers, Miguel. I see you.
Cheers. So yeah, everybody thank JERM for the. You know what I did all day at work, man? I took a shit at work all day. I figure, boss makes $1.
I saw a thing where someone did the math where if you spend 15 minutes on the toilet a day at work, it's like a pay raise.
Well, I did this at work once too. We did it with a 10-minute. I think it was 10 minutes a day. And it equaled out to an extra 40 hours a week. That's a whole week off. Plus,
it is a whole week off.
Plus, you're saving money because you're not using your own toilet paper. You're not flushing your own toilet, wasting your own water.
And if you take that extra money and you go and invest it in gold, you're almost literally shitting gold. So, you got that going for you too. So, Jose asked if I play Racing Rivals. I do not play Racing Rivals. I do iRacing. I have a little. I'm going to turn my camera here. I have a little racing rig set up where I do online racing, but I don't do the Racing Rivals.
I don't know. Is that what? That looks like one of those self-fucking machines.
Well, so I have it where you can actually do multiple things with it, and I'm not going to say what you can and can't do, but
you showed me that the other night, and there was a dildo on the seat. What happened?
You told me you wouldn't tell anybody about that, Stu.
Where did that go?
I know he had little bike pedals, and it kept going up and down when he pedaled. He's like, faster pedal, faster pedal.
He just moves around a little bit. That's how he shifts gears.
That looks kind of like a shifter, but you never know.
That's a good way to disguise it, I will say.
That's right, exactly. Because to get different handles on there, I got some that look like that and stuff.
All right. Well, I think it's.
Oh, that one's not ripped for her pleasure, huh?
No, this one's it's just the good. It makes that sound.
So I think it's time we get a little crazy here, a little dirty. I got a little slideshow put together, everybody. Now, JERM makes GIFs at work. And while I'm at work. Well, I'm at work.
You're not supposed to, but I do.
Oh, okay. So
we're all getting fired. Yeah, we're all getting fired after this.
I know we're all jobless tomorrow.
We work with.
So while he's at work making GIFs or GIFs, one of the two, whatever we call them, GIFs, I'm at work searching the internet for stuff to live stream about. And don't ask me, please don't ask me, because I don't want to have to explain myself how I found these. But I found these, and I have a little slideshow, and unfortunately, I think it's going to cut me and Germ out of the video. I think Stu's only going to be in it, but there's a
Lucky you guys. Lucky you guys.
I can always scroll around, move it back and forth, but okay. So basically, it's this. How do you explain these, Stu and Germ? Like, I can't even. What are they? They're like geeky sex toys.
They're aimed at the fanboys and girls. The themes are aimed because only fanboys and fangirls would use these things. I think because nobody else is gonna do that. Nobody's gonna order these specific items unless they're huge fans of this particular show.
I could see them being props in some high dollar productions, though.
Hey,
from certain studios.
Speaking of that, we're gonna throw up. We're gonna show you some of these toys that we're talking about, and then we're gonna throw up like a hypothetical. Or I don't know if these are real or not, but a hypothetical adult movie that they would be featured in. So, okay, guys, here it is. Here's the first one.
What it is, you found the toys.
Oh, I gotta show Germ this. That's right. I gotta flip the camera.
I paired the toys with the proper videos.
Ah, that's it.
I'm like, what's the guy in the restaurant that tells you about the wine?
Oh, yes.
How do you pronounce that? Sommelier.
Nice.
How do you say my?
Nice peanut gallery comment. That came in helpful at just the right time.
I don't speak French. Sommelier,
Oh.
whatever it is. But anyway, I'm the sommelier of porn.
Oh, I thought that was just the guy who washed your hands in the bathroom and wiped your wiener.
It's that guy too.
Oh.
It's that guy. And not just that. I offer you cologne afterward.
Cologne.
All right, so here's the first one.
Wait, can I do a quick sidebar, Joe?
Yeah.
Have you guys? Am I alone in this? Do you hate it when you order wine at a restaurant and they bring the bottle and they play the whole freaking scene of, oh, I'm going to open it and I want you to take a taste and swirl it around and all that? Like, I seriously want to just grab it and just chug the bottle. It pisses me off so bad when they do that.
I think of it like when you go to a hibachi restaurant and like the chef's doing his thing and it's real entertaining, but you're starving.
Right. You're like, just give me the fucking steak.
Just give me the fucking steak. But it's part of the entertainment. And the whole wine thing. That's just what they do.
I've never ordered a bottle of wine I've always brought my own in a 2-liter bottle because I'm classy.
The only time I have bottles at restaurants, otherwise it's boxes. In the refrigerator. Hey, I love boxed wine, man.
All right,
the only way to drink boxed wine at home is in a box, it's boxed wine at home. That's what it is.
All right,
in the refrigerator in a box.
Everybody's waiting for these these dirty little things. So here's the
Walmart
first.
Is cheap.
Apparently
Walmart is cheap because they have people like Stu checking receipts and don't want to hire security.
Yes.
Hey, listen, I was in the military too. I did a little security. I was trained with weapons and certified. I could take somebody down if I wanted, like that little old lady with the $50 Bissell fucking wet mop thing. I could have taken that bitch down. I gave her the choice to go back and pay for it. She went back.
You didn't take her down?
I scared her.
I'm disappointed in you. I thought you took her out at the hip.
I used intimidation.
I thought you took her out at the hip, broke her hip.
And the power of my beard. She was scared. She went back and paid for that shit.
This is what Stu used.
Her husband wasn't do shit about it. He didn't do shit about it.
That's what Stu used.
He wouldn't even look me in the eye. That's how scared.
That's what, right there. He scared her with that.
The incredible dong.
I did scare her with that.
I couldn't imagine anybody would actually use that. That's I don't think so, man.
So it's kind of we need like a size comparison. Like either there needs to be a banana next to it. Well, I guess the banana would sort of replace it. We need like something. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
No pun intended.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say that thing is probably. Let's see. If I had to compare it to anything, that's like a zucchini. I would think like the size of a very, well-bred zucchini.
Okay.
well-bred zucchini.
Yeah, like if
it's a corn-fed zucchini.
If you were gonna grow a garden and put zucchini in it, you would be a very good gardener because these zucchinis would be massive.
I guess it's better than using a hot pepper.
This is a video.
It's better than using a hot pepper. That's right. Here's what's the Incredible Bulk.
No, it's just called the Incredible Hulk, a XXX parody. I just liked that they painted him green. So Even his dong was green. I saw on the pictures edited because all the pictures were, unedited. But but yeah, even his dong was green. So they painted him with like, I don't know, finger paints or what if food coloring. I don't know. What do you think that paint is?
I don't
Or
know.
if he's really the Incredible Hulk, maybe he's actually hulking out. I don't know.
Is that so? That almost looked like 3D graphics to me for a second. That's real.
Yeah, that's a still. That's a still from a video.
Wow.
Here we go.
There's your favorite. Agent Gets Me Off.
Yeah, Agent Gets Me Off. This is a takeoff from, if you'll notice, it's like Black Widow. It's got a Black Widow-like outfit on, very Avengers. And it's a pocket pussy. That's what it is.
All right.
I like how I said pussy really quietly.
Who else is in the Avengers? That's it. Actually, I don't think he was in the Avengers. Was he not in the Avengers? Was it the Hawkeye's Arrow
Yes.
dildo?
Hawkeye is an Avenger, and yes, that is his arrow. And what did you say, Jeremy? He said, I want to know if there's
there needs to be a bow that comes along with this, and you can just go.
Just fire it at her. You just fire it at her.
You gotta fire it.
Dude,
From
if you
like
could
20 paces.
If you could take the bow, put that arrow in it, and launch it and get it stuck in the pocket pussy, fucking 50 points for you.
That's a bullseye. That's a bullseye.
Yeah.
It still wouldn't hold a candle to some of the crap I've seen overseas in bars. I'm just gonna say.
Oh.
And there's some unrequited love maybe with Hawkeye and with Black Widow. There's some flirtation in the movies, stuff like that. So perhaps that the fact that they're in this movie together now. I'm really disappointed actually in some of these parody names. Like
this one's kind of boring.
Avengers, a porn parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lazy.
Yeah.
You could have come up with something better. Like I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. But
I don't know, but here's the R2V2, and here's the one that Stu's really got. Stu says he's really confused about this one, and I think
am confused.
It's it's the Han Solo and Carbonite. I think it's another pocket pussy, and I think it's.
And I'm telling you, I feel like the hole is really small. I'm like, who's using that?
Well, I do think
like
it's a little small, but what do they call this one? The Handy Solo.
Handy Solo. Handy Solo.
I think
but
so.
I can't, like I said, I don't know who's holding the thing. I don't know.
Maybe he just has a gigantic hand.
Maybe.
Like that's Andre the Giant's hand holding that
All
thing.
Right. Here's the Star Wars XXX parody they mash up, and I can't think of a good name except for like a play on like the dark side. It's Come to the Dark Side or Come to the Dark Bride. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's such a lame name. It's just Star Wars a porn parody.
Yeah.
XXX. I couldn't find any good for Star Wars and the Avengers. I couldn't find any good parody videos that had awesome names. But the best quality ones that have been made by the bigger companies.
How about The Empire Strikes Ass? I don't know.
Star Horse.
There you go. Star Horse.
It's right there.
It's almost written out for them.
There's got to be more, but I can't think of it. This one is just really odd. Okay, because I don't really know too many people into Pokemon.
Whoever buys this is into Pokemon. I'm telling you that.
Pikachu.
Actually, whoever buys this, Pokemon's into them. That's when Pokemon gets into you. That's a whole different level of fandom.
No, sorry, Dr. Daddy. I'm missing Dr. Daddy's zings. He's zinging them. I can't.
Oh man, you know what? I actually didn't pay attention to the chat either. I'm sorry, Dr. Daddy. We're gonna start paying attention. I am missing some things. Although I did see that. Is it Miguel's? Whose mom's flipping out? Somebody's mom's.
Stu says he's not Stu. Jose. He's 15 and his mom's in church or something.
Oh yeah, she doesn't like this YouTube channel.
She might be on the wrong channel.
Yeah. If it's
gotta catch them all. Yeah, you do. I think.
If you're not into this stuff, you're on the wrong channel. If you're checking into somebody named Pigpen, that's for sure.
Now there's no name on the cover of this, but I did find a name for this video.
Oh.
And first of all, I just want to say how I don't know who'd want to watch a video with a Pikachu that looks like that. She looks like
She looks like that.
I don't know.
She looks like that chick from Star Wars in I think it's in Mos Eisley's bar.
No, you know what she looks like? Do you remember Tank Girl?
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher?
I don't.
Ashton Kutcher.
I don't think that's Ass Man Kutcher.
Ass Man Kutcher. You guys remember Tank Girl with Lori Petty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the rabbit half-breed man things? That's what that Pikachu looks like to me. But
She also looks like she's dead.
it does look like. I think I want to see this video. Honestly,
Is this a real video?
It looks almost like Yellow Grinch to me. Like with that high up nose. That's just freaky. That is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
That is, and it's a pleasure video, but it does have a fantastic name.
So
But, hey, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom for a little bit, just so you know.
he'll be back in about 30 seconds.
It's gonna be a while because I can take a shit, so it might be a
Take
little.
your phone so you can take your phone.
Yeah.
Let me get a little screenshot of this, and then okay.
Star Horse.
So
Actually, this one's called Strokemon.
Strokemon.
They did put some thought into this title, which I was pretty impressed with. Unlike the Star Wars Triple X parody.
Yellow Grinch.
Yes.
This one's like what? Rocket Raccoon? What they call it? Randy Raccoon? I didn't really get.
It was Randy Raccoon.
I don't really.
What?
Is that a play like on like the English phrase Randy? Like you're all horny?
That's like what old people say.
Well, Austin Powers said it. Do I make?
Do I make you horny? Is what he said.
I thought he said at one point Randy. Maybe I'm not.
Maybe he did say
I don't
Randy.
know.
If I saw that in use, all I could think is, man, that is serious need of a trim. Like seriously.
I wonder. Is that a dingleberry?
I feel like if you're using that together, you and a woman, and she has that inserted, and you're inserted in the other side. If you pulled it up under, you would feel really good on your balls. I feel like there would be a nice tickle. Like if you just if she laid down and it was just
if you're worried
on her back, she's got her legs up and your balls are just dragging along the length of that tail.
Well, if you're looking to have your balls tickled, you could just insert it yourself and walk on your hands and knees and it would tickle your balls. If that's what you're going for.
I honestly feel like we could make these pretty cheap and sell them. We should probably look into that.
We could make them.
There's a lot of raccoons around here people want killed, so I'm pretty sure we can do that.
It'd be like there needs to be a movie called Davy Crotchet. I think that'd be a good one for
Davy
this one.
Crotchet. And dude,
Bunker Spy says furry pee-pee.
So you could have the.
You know what furries are?
No.
Like, have you ever heard of furries? JERM, have you heard of furries? People that dress in like animal costumes.
Yeah.
They have a huge convention in Pittsburgh every year, and they take over the Wyndham Hotel.
Okay.
And it's like these people like dress in these. They dress like animals, and they don't just dress like animals. They act like animals. Like some of them go to weird extremes. Like some of them even put, like if they're cats. They put giant litter boxes in their hotel rooms.
Get out of here.
Swear to God, they shit in the litter box.
Get out.
They use the bathroom in the litter box. These furries. Look at furries.
Can't
I'm telling you. They have a parade.
Can't they act like a normal?
Let me. I'm on my way home from work today, right? And it was just kind of getting dusk. And I looked down and I saw my headlights weren't on. And I actually waited. There was a car coming my way. I waited till the car was gone before I turned my headlights on because I was afraid they'd think I was weird if I just turned my headlights on out of nowhere. That's what I think is going to make me weird. And these motherfuckers are shitting.
In a giant cat box? Why can't they be like a normal person?
How do you let people like that bring shit into your hotel like that? No,
I don't know, man.
Did you see a guy walking through the lobby with a giant plastic, like one of those turtle sandboxes that kids use in the summertime? They're walking through the lobby with that, and the sole purpose is so they can take a shit in it instead of using the toilet.
Why can't they be like a normal person?
They save on the house cleaning fees.
They could be like a normal person and shit in the bathtub at the hotel. That's what I do.
Do you think housekeeping? Do you think housekeeping comes in during the furry convention and scoops the boxes? I gotta scoop. I have 3 cats. I gotta scoop my cat's litter like every day. I get them.
They start with like a big snow shovel that has slots in it.
Yeah, they cut them in there
Wait,
too themselves. Like
like-
the furries are coming to town. I gotta get ready. Get the snow shovels out, Earl.
Knock, knock, knock. Housekeeping? You want me to scoop up?
Yeah.
Pooper. See, I want to be a pooper scooper during the Fuzzy Fest.
All right,
You know,
so
I'm gonna
here's-
look into that. The furry
what's-
festival. That's what I'm gonna look into. Like,
Oh,
that sounds like
a bitchin' album name. I want to be a pooper scooper during Fuzzy Fest.
Oh, I just
Are you
got
a furry?
this
Do you
one.
shit the box? Do you need it cleaned out? I'm your man. I can scoop it.
I just got
There we
this
go.
one.
This is my favorite
I
one.
just got it. Nardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians, nice.
Yeah, this was perfect.
I
I
got it.
found this one. I was like, yes, this is exactly the kind of creativity you need to put.
Is that a midget?
I honestly, I'm hoping it's a midget because if it's not, it's a kid, and that's just wrong.
Oh,
No, I think it's either a midget or it's just photoshopped to be smaller.
I kind of want to look up the video and see if I can. I just love the. I want to know what Groot's name is in it, like the Groot character.
Root. I don't know.
Groot.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Shoot. I like how he's got like a fucking tree knot in the shaft.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like
You might want to have a doctor check that out, dude.
Yeah.
it's not looking good, man. I think that might be.
No,
bad
that's
news.
just a Prince Albert, man.
Oh, I don't know, but he's turning the
No,
same
that's a
color green
birthmark,
as the
though, dude.
chick.
That's no birthmark.
I like this next one. This one was one of my favorites. So anybody a Game of Thrones fan? This this sword's called Game of Moans.
Yeah.
Of moans.
Which end are you supposed to use?
I think I can use both.
Yeah.
I feel like the one end's gonna be easier to clean than the other.
Hey, if you're lucky, you can have 4
There's a lot of
frames.
crevices and a lot of little nooks and crannies in the
Mhm.
one end.
Yeah. I think the end that's supposed to be the blade is just sort of like okay, let's do this, and the other one is like, let's fucking do this.
The other one requires a lot more lubrication.
Yeah.
Who's the poor soul who gets the little 4-way there? What is that? The hilt or no?
Yeah, I think it's called a hilt.
The hilt.
Called the hilt. The
Hilt.
hilt of the sword. Yeah,
So
it's ribbed as well. If
we're
you
gonna-
notice, it's ribbed.
We're gonna pair this up with where is it? This one. Oh yeah, this one's easy. Game of Bones.
Game of Bones. Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Bones. That was really easy. There's so many places you can go. You can game them because I think the sword itself is called
Winter's
Game of
coming,
Bones.
dude. I love that.
I know winter's coming. Now this is the one it should have a midget.
It's the best.
This is the one that
Yeah.
should have a midget, but Tyrion isn't a midget.
Yeah, there is a Tyrion in there.
But he doesn't
Yeah,
look
there's
like
a
a
Tyrion.
midget.
Who else? They got they got a lot of. Yeah, you know, honestly though, I mean, if you're a porn director and you're making a porn based on Game of Thrones, like the bar's already set pretty high.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of really got to bring it because you can watch the real thing.
I feel like if I watched that video, the only way I would be completely satisfied with it is if the little Tyrion character said something along the lines of "I fuck and I know things."
It's got to have this catch line.
He's got to have a catch line like that. Like, you think you could put on a T-shirt? Because I would wear that T-shirt proudly for sure.
Stu, this is was this your favorite? I don't know if this was your favorite, but this is probably the one. I bet you this is the one out there that gets the most action. This one right here. The Infinity Fist.
The Infinity Fist, yeah. You know, we're gonna lump that in with the Hawkeye arrow and the pocket pussy Black Widow because I think that there's no Thanos doesn't have his own. You know, and I want to know where you should put some little stones in there, like some rhinestones, make it a rougher ride.
Wasn't there a green fist too for the Hulk?
No, that was the penis.
Yeah. That was the incredible.
I think if you paired that up with this guy and with the green and yellow, I think that Green Bay fans will definitely go for that.
Oh,
Unless they're used to getting fucked in the ass.
Actually,
I think you have to take it in the ass on a regular basis to put cheese on your head.
there's actually I've seen a green Hulk fist before, for real.
No, I have seen the green Hawk fist.
I had one that was like a beer holder. It's a big foam fist or whatever.
What'd you put in there besides beer?
You know, it was definitely a bigger hole than that Han Solo thing.
I'm telling you, that's not. I don't know who's using that.
Yeah,
I can't get over it.
I have a hard time believing that one.
This
I
one,
want to know what that is.
this one baffles me. How do you use this thing?
That is I told you, it's like. First of all, can we decide on how to pronounce the name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's like the Mjolnir.
Um,
How do you pronounce Thor's fucking sword's name?
I don't know.
No, guys, you got this all wrong. This is not a toy. This is not a toy. That last one that was a fist, this is just to help get that in if you're having trouble.
You use it like a hammer.
Yeah.
Which end do you?
Like a hammer and nail, you just use the fist.
That's right. You just like,
tap.
hang on a bit. I'll get this. Just hang on.
Which end do you insert first?
This is meant to stand on its own, so you can just kind of like back onto it.
So the brown end is expert. The gray end is pro.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Same as the sword. The gray end's going to be a little messier, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
swords. The hammer. Thor's hammer has a particular name that nobody can ever pronounce, but this one is a play off that name, the Mjolnir or whatever. But I do like this one. This one's mine.
Sweet baby
I
Jesus.
want one of these.
Dead Corpse
But, you know,
420. Comes on, he's like,
like
sweet.
Joe's got all those like the shelves with all those cool toys behind it. He could just blend this in. Like no one would even know. That would be his secret. That no one knows it, but this is hanging out on my shelf.
It could be right back
they
here.
They would just assume that it was. I wonder how big it actually is.
This, it's like
Because it
this.
could be like a centerpiece.
Yes.
Or I would like. I think you should get one. But I want to see your mailman's face when he delivers it.
Just hide it back there somewhere. Yeah.
Could you imagine? Hold on. Speaking of when stuff gets delivered, Stu came up Jerm. I don't know, dude. I don't think I told Jerm this story, but Stu came up a few years back for Halloween. All right, so we're talking about. He's like, oh, imagine the mailman when he's delivering this. Well, Stu came up, and him and his was it just you and?
Lauren and I.
Okay, you and Lauren. Okay, so they came up. They flew up here, and for Halloween, Stu had his costume. It was a giant sling that went around his neck, down to a giant cast for his cock, like a big broken cock. And this thing had to have been what, 1.5 feet with a diameter of maybe a 4-inch diameter hole, like.
Nice.
And he had it in his backpack or whatever. His package. He had his package in his package.
I checked it. I checked that.
So they put that
the X-ray machine and everything.
So some guy was like probably training, and they're like, "Here, you're on. Check this guy's luggage," and it's a giant freaking wiener.
It's like you wouldn't be able to tell it was a cast as a cock cast.
No, it was just a big. All you see is a big.
You would just see a big phallus shaped object in somebody's suitcase, and it was huge. Like whoever's taking that is
concerned you're going to beat somebody with it.
Although the guy probably has been there 10 years, he's like, I've seen bigger. Nonchalant.
That thing got me in trouble, man, in Massachusetts. I almost got some lead singer of some band performing at some Halloween party.
Yeah.
Divorced.
Oh, I wish I had those pictures to throw them up for people.
Oh yeah, me. I'll picture me on stage with this. Yeah, she brings me up on stage while they're playing.
She gets down on her hands and knees.
Yeah, she gets down on her knees, and I'm standing over her, like prone, like this, thrusting my hips into her face.
Oh,
this giant cock cast is just like resting on the tip of her nose. And she's like licking it, and it was dirty. It was fun.
Oh, it was all good until her husband got pissed.
Yeah, but her husband was there. He was not a happy camper. and apparently neither was her mother, who was also there.
Oh, I didn't know her mom was there. Oh.
Yeah, her mom and her husband.
Dirty whore.
What can I do? But I had that thing was completely clean when I took it up there, pretty much.
What do you mean clean?
Like 4 different color, like when you get a new cast, there's no writing on it.
Oh.
Right.
Never mind.
I took like 4 different color Sharpies, dude. That thing was full of signatures. A couple of girls put lipstick on and kissed it. And those lipstick stains are still on there, by the way. They don't come off.
Those are your glory days. The
Yeah,
glory days.
Lauren was dressed as my nurse, by the way. That's what I was a patient. I was her patient. She was my nurse.
Nice.
She was walking
And she-
funny too.
Yeah, she got no action that night apparently. Like I was completely ignoring everybody because I was getting all the attention because I'm an attention whore.
So that reminds me of a story back when I was in Hawaii. We went to a strip club there. I think it was called Deja Vu, and they had the stage, and then up behind the stage, about 10 feet up, was this big window, and behind the window was a shower. And what you could do is basically pay, which normally people just did it for their friends, would pay for their friends to go up there, and you would one of the dancers would be in a bikini, and you would go shower with whatever. It's sort of like a lap dance that everybody can watch, right? And this dude, he
Well,
was
that
a
takes
Navy
the
guy.
fun out of a lap dance.
Yeah, but he was this Navy guy. I didn't know him, but the place was full of Navy guys. And anyway, it was this guy's birthday. His friends buy this for him, right? He gets up there, and he was such an attention whore. He completely ignored the girl that was with him. He was all about getting up in the window, and they ended up throwing them out because he started stripping, and they're like, no, you can't do that. They're like, you can't do that. You have to. I guess you have a license to show your junk. I don't know, but he was like mashing it up against the glass window and everything, and it was so hilarious.
Like, come on, man, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, well, everyone in the place was just rolling, laughing, and the stripper's just kind of standing behind him, like I don't know what to do with my hands. You know what I mean? She's just like, this guy's not interested in me at all. So. Attention whores.
I love to be an attention whore. I have no problem with that. Like every Halloween that I've actually gone out and did anything, I always have a costume that's interactive.
Dude, I love your costume. That one with the what was it? The zookeeper.
Oh, I was a zookeeper with the orangutan.
Yes.
And it looks like I'm holding this orangutan. It's wrapped around my neck and my waist, and it looks like I'm holding it underneath like its ass, but it's actually a fake arm, and my arm's inside the orangutan. The face on this thing looks so realistic, and you would not believe how many people I scared the shit out of one Halloween wearing that. And I actually had people.
How many?
Dipshits. Is that a real monkey? I'm like,
Get out.
Yeah, it's mine.
Yeah,
My
but
pet monkey.
the real question we want: how many motorboats did you get?
What's that?
How many times did you get a motorboat with that thing?
Oh, I motorboated at least a half a dozen chicks with that monkey.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, orangutan. I named him Clyde.
Clyde.
And Clyde, yeah, I named him Clyde. And Clyde got a lot of attention, man. Like he was a popular guy.
So Stu, next Halloween, I'm gonna come hang out with you, and I'm gonna dress as a monkey, and we're gonna go to these places that will remember you. And we're, just saying.
And they'll be like,
Am I gonna carry you?
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. But be like, my little puppet here. He's just gonna blah blah blah.
he likes the motorboat.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I do have a picture of that one. Give me a second. I'll see if I can hold it up here to the camera. You might be able to see it. Hold on.
All right.
That sounds cool.
Oh man, once he comes back, I gotta hear the turd burglar story.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what actually kicked off this whole thing. The
That's how it started. That's how it all started. Was it last week we were live streaming, and I can't remember what me and Stu were talking about.
So here's what happened. Well, from my point of view, what happened was first there was about a half a bottle of whiskey, and then I go get in bed and I lay down and I do my normal nightly ritual, which is I'm gonna pull up YouTube, see what cool videos have been posted, and like the first one was like, oh, Joe and Stu are live. I'm like, sweet, let me see what they're talking about. And
You're
I
like
pop it up,
sadly
and you're talking about
disappointed.
poop, and I'm like, I got poop story. I got a bunch of poop stories.
Oh.
Oh, nice, Stu. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was at I forget some bar in West Virginia. But like, look at the face of that thing.
It does look pretty real, man.
Yeah, it freaks people out. Some people wouldn't even come near me. It was pretty fun.
Well, that was just because they didn't want to be near you.
It's definitely.
I don't think that had much to do with the costume.
When you said people were asking if it was real, I'm like, how stupid are these people? But that's pretty good looking.
You know, it's not stuffed at all. I stuffed it with like paper, you know, to make it look fuller.
Yeah, kind of, fill it out.
But I bought that whole costume in a bargain bin for like $20.
Get out of here. Dude, that's a score and a half.
I bought that stupid ass safari hat at a Goodwill for like $2.
No shit, dude. We got a dude in the live chat. Dude, the monkey is hot.
I don't think that my girlfriend would appreciate you calling her a monkey. Or was he talking about the actual monkey?
I'm not quite sure.
But yeah, I mean,
which is more acceptable.
Costumes are the best on Halloween. Interactive costumes are the best. I can't I've seen people go out. Actually, you know my buddy Sam. Joe.
Yeah.
He has some costume. He went out the same year I went out with the monkey. He was Gumby.
Gumby.
He bought a Gumby outfit. First of all, he spent a little bit more money than I did on his costume. He didn't find his in a bargain bin. His Gumby outfit was really good. But what he did was he had found this stupid like apron at Spencer's, and the apron had like a giant penis on it.
Oh, you lift it up?
Front of it. Yeah, so what he did was he bought the apron, and then he bought the Gumby costume. And then he cut a hole in the Gumby costume in the crotch. He stuck the penis through the Gumby, like through the hole in the Gumby outfit, and he dyed it green. And then he put a fake mustache on the Gumby face, and then he wore a robe with a star on the back of it, and it said Gumby, like a porn star.
Holy crap!
And he made a fake cigarette I glued to his mouth.
Boy, that's a lot more expensive. That blows my costume. I got a cardboard box. I put it over my head, and it just said mammogram machine, and it had 2 holes. Insert tits here.
I've seen you can buy those as well, but people make their own costumes like that. Yeah,
I'm cheap, dude. You know me. I'm the cheapest person you'll ever meet. Why buy something when I can make it for free or cheap?
How come when I stream to my TV, I can't comment or see the chat?
And when he's streaming on, is he pissing on his TV, streaming on it, or what? What's he talking about?
You can't type on a TV. That's the answer. Yeah, that's a good answer. I don't think you can. But yeah.
How did he just type that question?
Yeah, I don't think he's on his TV. He says he can't chat or he can't comment or see the chat on the television.
It could just be his TV, man.
Yeah, I don't think that if you watch it on I don't know if you stream it through Roku or your smart TV or whatever. I don't think you can
some platforms just don't support it.
I think you'd have to have your computer or whatever you're watching on plugged directly into your television with the HDMI cord.
Hey, Miguel, you can get in contact with me either in game or on Facebook. Just send me a message on Facebook.
So,
it's probably easiest.
By the way, JERM, if you want to start playing Racing Rivals, apparently their new update is going to level the playing field, and all the people that want to start playing are going to be on an even keel with the people that have been playing for 5 years.
How do you know that?
Well, that's what the people have been playing.
That's what you said. Did you say you're basically losing all your shit? Your car. I mean, all your cars are going in a legacy garage that you can't use except in legacy races.
Right.
And what's happening with all your currency?
Bye.
Yeah. See, everybody starts fresh.
Which is good because I can start my videos all over again.
That's right.
Yeah. Your perfect launch tutorials and your your other stuff. Yeah. Your turf guides and all of that. That's exciting stuff. I don't even play the game and I watch the stream.
JERM, let's hear the turd burglar story.
All right. So
it better be good because I've been waiting for a week.
So I was actually worried about that last week. I'm like, it's actually not that big a deal, but so hopefully it wasn't built up too far. All right, so first I got to give you a little bit of background knowledge. I was on a submarine, as you guys know, but the people watching don't. So I was on a submarine for 4 years. In case you're wondering, yes, it sucked. It sucked hard. And one of the things, that's a challenge on a submarine is how do you get rid of the trash, right? So we have a trash compactor, and it's about that big around, maybe 3 or 4 feet long, and you put your trash in there, and it has this hydraulic ram that comes down with I think it's like 2,000 pounds of square inch hydraulics, right? So I mean it's the equivalent of like stacking cars on this thing, and it smashes it down in there. Once this can gets filled up and real dense, you close the can up, you seal the thing down, and basically it just drops out the bottom of a boat, out of the bottom of the sub. We call them subs boats. So as the sub's going along through the water, it's basically dropping out these little turds of garbage, right? So there's all over the ocean is stuff.
We dump all kind of subs, surface ships. We dump.
Well, I heard you guys just kind of chuck it over, right?
It just pumps out the side.
Yeah. So anyway, so now everyone knows how that works. That's how you get rid of trash. You smash it with a hydraulic ram, super super strong,
and then you pollute the ocean.
Nice.
And then you pollute the ocean. Yes.
What's up, Surreal?
So we had this guy on the boat. Now, I was a nuke, so I'm back in the engine room, back of the submarine, and there was this guy who was not real well liked. His name was Bert. So there's the first half of the turd burglar thing.
I've never met a Bert that I like.
Yeah, you'll see where this is going. Bert actually, I take that back. His name was not Bert. We called him Bert because he had a bad unibrow. I don't remember what his real name was, but we called him Bert.
Bert.
Makes sense. So anyway, Bert's on watch, and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom when you're on watch, and you can't just leave your watch station because something important might happen. You know, you're in a freaking nuclear plant, and so no one would relieve him, and he's really got to go, and he keeps calling up. He's like, guys, I really need you to give me relief. It's pretty bad. I ate something bad or whatever. And we're like, sorry, whatever. You know, sure, we'll call someone for you. And none of the mechanics wanted to help this guy out. So fast forward a few hours, our watch is over. We get relieved, and what you do after watch is you take all your trash up forward, and one of the new guys has to smash all the trash. Well, the new guy starts to smash the trash, and it explodes, and shit goes everywhere. Because Bert, in his wisdom, decided, well, if I got to go, you got to go, and he went in a trash bag, which, if you got to go, you got to go.
Hey, I'd shit in a bag before I shit in my pants, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
but instead of
unless it was for
trying
money.
to get rid of it in a toilet or something, he just throws the bag over his shoulder and just walks up forward like it's no big deal. Bag full of shit. So after that, he was Bert the turd burglar because it's like the Hamburglar, running around with his little fucking bag of shit. And we even photoshopped the Hamburglar thing with his face on it, carrying shit around.
Did he have a mask?
So,
little turd burglar mask?
Yeah, we did a lot of good. That was pre-Photoshop actually, because I was on the boat back in '99.
Yeah.
So we would just, you had to do it old school where you cut a picture out and tape it on and then run it through the copy machine or whatever. That runs me into another story. We had a guy, brand new. He was an officer. He grew up in Kansas, so he was real typical Midwestern good boy. He's innocent, thinks the world's a great place, And we get he goes to sea with us for the first time. We're sitting in the room's called maneuvering. It's a little tiny room about the size of a closet. 4 guys on watch controlling the nuclear plant, and he's back there just to kind of learn how things work. And we're tooling along, and it's one of those days. It's just kind of slow and quiet. And one of the guys asks him, hey, tell us about yourself, this and that. And he's all excited. He's like, oh yeah, I just got married. I met my wife when we were in grade school, and we finally got married. I'm happy about this new part of my career. And he was so, he was excited to be on a submarine. And we're like, this guy's done. So we're sitting there, and it's nice and quiet. And one of the watchstanders says to the other watchstander, he's like, hey, is your wife still seeing that Marine guy? And he's like, no, I think she's got an Air Force dude now.
What?
And then they'd sit there nice and quiet. But neither of these guys were actually married, right? They're just saying this. They just sit there quiet. And the other guy says over to me, he's like, how about you? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still Marine, because when I get home, there's always green lint in the dryer. And we sit there quiet for a little bit, and then you could just feel the tension in the back of the room, and finally he's like, what is wrong with you guys? And we're like, what? He's like, you're talking about who your wife's cheating on you with, and you act like you're okay with it. And we're like, well, it's going to happen. You're on a fucking submarine. And
the worst is when you got to pull out the green lint out of her belly button.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, to be fair, it did happen a lot, but I think that was Navy wide. I think it was everywhere. But so anyway, he couldn't handle it, and this guy was a wreck. Like, we were at sea for like 3 or 4 more days. So when you're on sub, you have no contact with the outside world, no phones, no letters, no email, nothing. You're cut off. By the end of that run, that guy was fully convinced that his wife had fucked everybody. And he was like coming back on watch with his hair was all jacked up, and you could tell he hadn't slept, and his peppiness was gone. And we have this thing called the plan of the day, which they put out every day. It's kind of got a list of, here's all the things that we're going to do today. At 3 o'clock, we have this going on. 4, it's just a schedule. And at the top corner, we would always have a little history facts or something like that. That whoever made this plan of the day would make a little history fact. And that plan of the day got put back there in that maneuvering room where we're standing to watch. And we took it, and someone had found in a porno mag, they had found a bar chart, but the bars were dicks, right? And they reworded it, and they were like, and I'm not going to say the guy's name just in case, but they were like, what kind of dick does this guy's wife like? And they have like black dick, Indian dick, and whatever on these bar charts, and we photoshopped or fake photoshopped it onto this thing, and we were like halfway through the watch. We're back there for like 3 hours, and then all of a sudden he looks down at it, and he's like, oh, what the fuck, guys? So and then when we pulled back in, we had to convince him. It was harder to convince him that we were lying than to convince him of the lie, because we were like, we got to let this guy know that it was all a joke.
He's like, no, you're trying to cover your tracks now, dude.
Yeah.
So,
dude, we were totally messing with you. I'm not even. His wife probably was cheating with him.
Yeah, that's probably the punchline. She actually was, I guess.
And he was that worried about, she probably was. I don't know, we called them all Jody. Everybody you're watching.
Yeah, Jody. Yeah. We had to, yeah.
We're all Jody.
So.
Like, she's hanging out with Jody today.
Surreal just joined a few minutes ago. Check this out. Where is it? He joined, and Surreal, what the hell did he say? He says, oh, what the fuck are you dudes talking about? What the hell did I just walk into? So for Jeff, here's a real quick recap. Oh, hold on. We'll go right. Wait. So here you go, Jeff. Here's a quick recap. We'll go backwards. There's the Infinity Fist, Game of Bones. Look at that. Game of Moans, Guardians of the Butt Plug.
This is going to clear it all up for him so well, too.
He's going to be like, what the hell?
There you go. Yeah, I mean, he might as well have been here the whole time now.
And there it is.
That's exactly what you're missing.
The incredible dong. That's for you, Jeff. That's a quick recap. Because I know. He's been one.
Also, Jeff, in case you didn't know, Jesus is my nigga.
Oh.
That's right. You missed that, yeah.
I'll play that again after the end of the live stream. Dude, we've been live streaming for about an hour already. It's crazy.
Holy crap, yeah.
So, you were talking about turd stories out to sea, and I have one was pretty good.
Yeah.
We used to stand, you stand watches, obviously, on surface ships, submarines. Everybody stands a watch because not everybody can sleep at the same time, obviously. So I'm standing like a balls to 4 watch one night. And if no,
that's midnight to 4.
Yeah, that's midnight to 4 for you civilians.
4 zeros, balls.
Yeah. So I'm standing balls to 4, and I'm on the bridge. And the chief of the watch is up there. And the chief of the watch is it was a signalman that night.
Yep.
So a signalman chief, and I don't know, it was like 1:30. I'm on the helm, and he goes and gets a cup of coffee. It comes back into the bridge, and it's on the bridge. The balls to 4. It's dark.
Hold on.
You can't see anything.
Hold on. I have to interject really quick because I got to say something. I was not in the military, the Navy, so I don't know what all these terms are. So when I picture that. Well, hold on. Let me explain what I'm thinking, what's going through my head right now. So you're saying you're on balls to 4. Okay, so I'm picturing you're on all 4s and you got balls on your ass, okay? Then you say you got the signal guy. You got the signal guy, the lookout guy, making sure nobody comes around. And then you say, what was the last one? You said, oh, crap.
Bridge.
Nah, you had something else there. It was the signalman guy, and then
The helms.
I said I was standing helm.
You're standing helm. What is that? That's like.
I was driving the boat, Joe.
He's the steering guy.
Okay.
I was the steering guy.
So now.
I don't drive it wherever I want. They got to tell me, and the guy that usually tells me is the chief of the watch.
Balls the four is when you're getting driven, and when you're driving is you're on the helm. Is that how it is? Okay, and you have the signal. You have the signal guy looking out for you at all times.
That's right. The lookout. That's right. That's right. You mentioned the lookout.
All right, now we got this clear. Okay, continue.
All right, so I'm going to put it in layman's terms because it is complicated. So, the bridge is where you pilot the ship from. That's where the helm is, where you control speed, everything else. All your commands on the bridge. When you're driving the ship, you're not actually driving the ship. You're just steering the ship. They tell you where to go. They tell you what heading. They tell you what speed. But the point of the story is it's really dark up there on the balls. There's no lights. Midnight to 4 watch.
What do they put a bag over your head?
They everything's dim at night because you don't want to be, you're a warship. You don't want to be seen.
Sure. I guess that makes sense.
Everything, all the lights are out or dim, so all you really have is instrument lighting. So you can see like vague shadows and such to get around, and that's about it. But the chief's standing by the
mood lighting,
yeah,
Joe.
It's mood lighting. so the chief's standing by the helm after he goes to get this cup of coffee, and he's drinking this coffee, and he's like making these noises, and I said, what's going on with your coffee? He said, this coffee tastes like shit.
Oh no!
There must be something wrong with the pot. And they were old coffee makers. They're like, bolted to the wall.
Please don't tell me this is going where I'm thinking it's going.
He keeps drinking this coffee because you're trying to stay awake. When you're out to sea, there's almost no sleep. There's always, most of the time you're doing 18-hour days, and when you're out to sea. But so he just keeps drinking this coffee and making these faces and these noises. It's rough going down, but he needs the caffeine, So he goes and gets another cup, and he comes back and it's still worse than it's like worse than it was before. He's like, "What's going on here?" So he goes out to see what's wrong with the coffee.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
And all you hear behind the bridge door is, "What the fuck?" It's 1:30 at night. He yells at top of his lungs, "Somebody shit in the coffee pot. There was a turd in the coffee pot." Now he's just drinking this shit coffee, which is why he's making the noises and the faces. And I thought it was hilarious because when I first asked him what was wrong, he said this coffee tastes like shit. So at this point, I'm like trying not to lose it, but I can't really make jokes because now he's mad and he outranks me by quite a bit. So I'm like, I'm not trying to get in trouble.
If nothing else, this shows just how bad Navy coffee is because it took him 2 cups.
To figure
it out.
Before he realized there was shit in there.
Something was off. There was a fucking turd in it, and he was thinking something's kind of off. That's how bad Navy coffee is.
My question is this.
Listen, I don't know who made him mad because, I usually, if I took coffee up on watch, I'd get it from the mess decks. I don't know who made him mad, but they knew he drank that coffee, and they knew he was standing the balls to 4. So and they put a turd in that coffee pot strictly for him.
Here's my question to you, Stu. Did you squat over the pot or did you hold it up to your ass?
What's not me? I shit in another
do
pot.
it like a monkey and just sort of grab it and throw it.
Yeah. The pot I shit in was on another deck. Might be somebody else.
What's up, SRT4 Abraham? Buddy, I haven't seen you in a while. Nice.
I really wanted it when I told him. He said the coffee tastes like shit. And they wouldn't get a second cup, and then he finds out there's actually shit in it. And then what I wanted to say was like, "Well, you said it tastes like shit. That should have been a clue."
Yeah, you should have done the old Austin Power thing. Austin.
Dude, if I'd have said that to him, I'd have been standing in midnight to 4 watch for the rest of that cruise. I would have been on midnight to 4 the rest of that cruise. It would have been terrible. It was bad enough, but it would have been worse.
Oh, this beer
Yes.
tastes like shit. Austin, that's because it is shit.
I could not believe that. How do you miss the net? How do you miss the net, Rusty? You fucking bum. Sorry. Got distracted.
Stu's watching some basketball apparently, or
Yeah, I'm watching some ice basketball.
ice basketball. Okay, it was one of the two. I don't know.
So the prank, like, well, that's a pretty in your face prank. We like to do these slow burn pranks, and I was actually talking to a buddy today. He had one where there was this guy who he didn't like next to him, and when you go to bed, it's community, it's birthing, right? So it's everyone sleeping in bunk beds all in the same area, and you have what's called a poopy suit, which is just coveralls, and you hang it up next to your bed or your rack, and you go to sleep. And every time this guy was sleeping, my friend would go and he would the belt buckles are basically like it was a web belt, and you just had this little thing that pinched on for the belt buckle. Well, he would go and he would cut like a quarter inch off of that web and then move the belt buckle back.
To get
And
tighter and tighter.
Like every couple of days, he would just cut it off, and he said the guy'd be back on watch like, God dang, man, I'm really gaining weight.
Oh, yeah, speaking of slow burns, man, you remember when we were kids? You remember your sister? We'd be hanging out watching Saturday Night Live. We'd be hanging out in your living room.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be like, oh, we're watching Saturday Night Live. And then, like, speaking of slow burns, she'd come up and she's like, you guys smell popcorn?
Oh, yeah.
You smell popcorn?
Yeah.
And then a couple times she'd go, something burning? And we go, and she would let the nastiest fart.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, she would time it just right. She
Oh,
would
God,
let it
yeah.
go, and then she could it's like she could visualize that cloud as it's coming across and be like, it's time. You guys smell popcorn? Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Hey, Miguel.
Says cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Miguel. Damn it, man. I'm down to my last. I got a little bit.
Oh, I know. I'm empty.
I know.
I almost watched a little old lady today walk out of the store without paying because she just didn't realize that she hadn't paid.
So you let two old ladies steal from you, and you didn't club them.
These old ladies are out of control over here, man. They're savages. stealing whatever that wetback thingy was, and then she tried to walk out of there with 2 loaves of bread and a broom. I don't know what she was doing that
Stu's
day.
like she tried to. Steve's like she's trying to steal Depends. She walked right out of with some Depends in her pants. He's like, I took those right off of her.
The best one of the day. Well, they're really vigilant, old lady. They're especially vigilant checking those receipts. Like today was the first, obviously. So they want you to really be on top of the receipt thing. They want you to anything that is not in a bag, basically, which I find odd because anything that's not in a bag, you have to check the receipt. If everything's in a bag, you can just let them walk right.
So if I want to steal from Walmart, I just throw it in a bag.
From Walmart, just make sure you throw everything in a bag.
I can do that.
Walmart bag.
I can throw it in a bag.
But so you don't check the bags. But anyway, this lady comes out of self-checkout. Now she's carrying 2 cakes and a bouquet of flowers. And I said, how you doing today, miss? May I check your receipt, please? And she says, are you serious?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, unfortunately, And she's like, rolls her eyes. So I offer to hold the cakes. No. She's like, I'll just set them down over here. I was standing right beside, there's Subways in Walmart.
Yeah.
The Subway stuff. Yeah. So she sets them on a Subway table over by the doors I was at. And then she huffs and puffs while she gets her receipt out. And I mark her receipt. Then I offer to help her carry her cakes.
Do you feel bad beating up and picking on old ladies?
No. And this chick wasn't old. And no, I don't feel bad. I'll never feel bad about. Oh, sorry.
Hey, doing your job, man.
Hey, that's what I got hired for. Was to check receipts. So this lady was a younger lady, and man, she was mad. She basically told me to go fuck myself on the way out the door, and I said, "Have a nice day," because that's what I do.
That's right. That's the best response to that.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Or if you're in the South, say, "Bless your heart."
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, they do that down in the South. That's
You gotta say oh
bless his
first.
heart. Yeah, bless his heart is basically means that guy's a fucking idiot. That's what bless his heart means.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to say oh first. So you have to say oh bless his heart, or oh bless your heart.
That's right.
All right.
That's annoying. I don't like it. That'll trigger you worse than anything.
Yeah,
Well,
yep.
that makes a lot of sense now. That's why when I was in Georgia, I heard that, well, bless your heart over and over and over.
Yeah, 'cause you're a fucking idiot.
Hey, Lauren, do you want to be on the You want to be on the YouTube live stream? No, you don't want to be on there.
Why not?
All right.
She's too cool for us.
Yeah, Pigpen says why not?
She's too cool for us.
She said she'll get on here when Adrian gets on here.
Hey, Stu already put your picture up.
I did put her picture up. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't put your picture. No, I showed. That's a sexy picture. That's a very sexy picture. A very sexy picture of me.
Holding.
You look good in this picture. Look, doesn't she look good in this picture?
I like her orange hair, and she hangs.
The way she got her
She hangs from you just nicely.
Yeah, doesn't. Am I holding it? Can you see? Yeah, you can see. She's pretty. She's a very pretty girl. And I say that like she's my puppy. She's a pretty girl.
I love causing controversy and trouble. I feel good now.
Who's my pretty girl? Who's my pretty girl? She told me to go fuck myself. That's exactly what the cake lady said today. Go fuck yourself. That's the second one today.
I know, you're on a roll, Stu. How many girls?
To see the hand come across the screen.
Oh, bless her heart. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I don't know what my life's become. I woke up the last 2 days and got the kids up for school and walked out the door and on the way to work I'm like, oh fuck, I work at Walmart. What is going on with my life? I work at Walmart. I don't just work at Walmart, but I work 2 jobs. Yeah.
You work. That's more than most people can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you could be in my position. I go to this place where I call it work, but all I do is sit on the crapper for 8 hours.
Yeah, you're sitting on the crapper. JERM is he's checking out Giphy GIFs.
Giphy
That's
GIFs.
making that, that's what we're calling them from now on, by the way.
Giphy
You
GIFs.
can't decide. They're just Giphy GIFs.
I love
Or Jiffy GIFs.
I love Giphy GIFs because I can have a whole conversation with my wife, text messaging back and forth, and never have to type out a single word. But yet
Yeah, we do that.
I can express myself in 50 different ways, all with Giphy. What is it? Giphy GIFs?
Or Jiffy GIFs.
Jiffy GIFs.
Either way.
Now we just added a whole new layer of complexity.
Those are interchangeable.
A whole new layer of complexity here that I can't comprehend anymore.
Jiffy GIFs, I think, sounds cooler than Giphy GIFs.
Giphy GIFs and Jiffy GIFs. Jiffy
No, not never Jiffy GIF. You can't say that. That's wrong.
Jiffy GIF. That's just
wrong.
Jiffy GIFs.
And you're not allowed to say it now.
Oh, man.
I know how to make them now, so that's awesome.
As long as you're providing and working hard, it doesn't matter if you work shoveling shit. As long as you get paid and work and have great health and enjoy working, that's all that matters. Those are wise words from Miguel. He's raining some truth down in this live chat. You see this?
I'm dropping shit all day at work.
Inspirational things on a post.
God, it makes me want to go out and get a third job. Jesus.
Huh.
I'm going to have to calm the fuck down.
I saw a picture online where they have like people put the big text on the walls or whatever. They have the big stickers you can put on your living room wall, and it said like "Live, laugh, love," and the caption was like, "I'd rather walk into a girl's house and see a fucking swastika on their wall than see that shit. Live, laugh, love." Like, I'm out.
Those are in aisle 9 at Walmart. You can get those in aisle 9. I know where those are. You want one, I'll send you one. And it's funny that Miguel said it doesn't matter if you shovel shit, because I do want to volunteer to scoop the furry
cat
litter
box.
boxes when they're in Pittsburgh next time.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Just don't put the shit in a trash compactor.
You have a cat, right, Stu? You have a couple. Germ, do you have any
I have
cats?
3.
Do you have any cats, Germ?
Cats? No. I got 2 dogs.
I have 1 cat. And I don't know, do you have this problem, Stu? Like when we go to scoop the cat
Poor
box,
bastard.
his turds are bigger than mine. How does that happen?
You're feeding him the wrong food, or he's eating whatever's outside.
Or you're eating the wrong food.
I don't. Yeah, well, that could be it. His
Joe's got these little teeny tiny turds. I don't understand why cat's turds are bigger than mine.
dude, his turd is this fucking big. It's like a football. I'm like, how the fuck did it come out of my ass?
Is it girthy
It's
or just long?
both.
Because
It's got dual
From what
girth,
I
dual.
understand, girth matters.
Oh yeah, that makes a huge difference because sometimes
I wouldn't understand.
you can go take a shit and you can leave one there that's so long you got to like chop it up with the plunger.
Yeah.
And it
Been
was
there.
like, oh, that felt pretty good. It was nice. And then you get another one that's just like like a meatball, and it hurts. So yeah, the girth is what matters.
That kind of reminds me of I was at work years ago and we were down at one end of the plant and there was just like this little rickety fucking.
Oh no.
Oh, you're gonna somebody score?
No, almost. Oh nope.
They
scored. Son of a bitch.
So there's this old dirty rickety bathroom, man. It's like plywood walls up, it's way down on the end there and it's down there. But anyways, you go in, you take a shit and there's like a fucking plunger in the corner. I grabbed the plunger one day, took a marker, Sharpie, and about 1.5 feet down, I put a little line and I forget the dude's name, but I wrote, this plunger was in Stu's ass right to here. And it's like, put it right next to the toilet. Everybody saw that. That was great. Love that.
Nice.
Fucking 2-on-1. You bums. Not you guys.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, dude. Turn real quick.
And he's our friend. Damn.
I know, we're all having a good time, and he's
I
like,
know, I'm yelling at the Penguins. I'm trying to have a good time. This is a bad Tuesday night for me. I got to watch this bullshit.
Stu's happy stuff just wore off like that.
They're losing 4-3 with like a minute left, and now I'm upset. Pigpen the plunger. There you go.
Whew, man.
Oh, that reminds me of Star here. So here's another Navy one. This is just what I was talking about with you guys yesterday. How the story just you think of it. All right, so a toilet on a submarine doesn't have a little flush lever like what you're used to with a normal toilet. I don't know how they were on the surface ship. So we had a ball valve on the bottom, and you had a little flush valve.
I just usually crap in the toilet or in the tub.
Well,
I just shit in the shower.
I shit in the shower and I use my
shower just kind of
stomp it down.
Yeah, just stomp it down.
Stomp it into the drain.
Yeah, that's right. It's like hamburger meat coming out the bottom.
It's squishy between your toesies.
The worst is just once again when you have corn, it just puts that monkey wrench in there. You clog the
tracers. Corn is tracers. You eat the corn and then you can time how long it takes to get all the way through.
You know what I say every time I eat corn?
See you again.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. So
yeah,
I've eaten corn before. So I've eaten corn for dinner, and I have actually shit out an hour later, and corn comes out, and I'm wondering how it bypassed all the other turds. Did it like go the expressway? How does it bypass all the other turds in your system? How does it come out faster and quicker than the stuff that you ate for lunch? How is that
didn't have a turd or you didn't have a corn the day.
Yeah, you didn't have a turd that day.
You were eating corn turds the day before.
Were you eating turds the day before? Because that would explain a lot.
Yeah, that would.
Eating turds. What's up, Edward? Edward's here. We got Miguel. See you tomorrow. I wanted a shirt. My wife would not let me have this. This was probably like 5, maybe a little bit more than 5. We'll say 8 years ago. And there was a shirt, and it was like a ear of corn on the shirt, and he was saying, see you tomorrow. And my wife would not let me buy that. She was like, you are not wearing that. I hate that.
What was the problem with it?
I don't know. She's like, you're too old for a shirt with corns that says, see you tomorrow. I'm like, I don't act like I'm too old.
Dude, I have a shirt with Sesame Street characters on it. It says Street Smart. I mean, I'm almost 40. There's nothing wrong with that.
Dude, we're like the biggest group of slackers here.
Edward, what's up, buddy?
Expressway.
Well, that's like what we were saying yesterday. Is like, like what we were saying yesterday is like it's so weird because we just basically stayed kids. Like our parents grew up at some point. Maybe they started out old and farty. I don't know, but
what were we talking about when my kids were up the other night?
Yeah.
We were talking the other night. We were trying to work all this stuff out the other night, figuring out how we were gonna, do this with 3 people and getting it right and everything. And my daughter gets mad because it's like pretty late. She's trying to go to sleep because she's got school the next day, and she's like coming out of her bedroom and cutting her eyes at me and giving me looks. And I'm actually surprised she didn't do it tonight. She must have been pretty tired and falling asleep. But we were talking about, you mentioned like, well, like can you imagine a car at her age, like when we all knew each other.
Our parents weren't doing this.
Age.
Our parents weren't doing this.
Well, they didn't have the technology to do this, but
if they had the technology, do you think our parents would have been doing this?
Well, I don't know, but what if they would have? And like you're trying to go to sleep because you got school the next day. You're like, Dad, could you stop screaming on your fucking live stream? You're keeping me awake. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna live stream with my friends. You go to bed and shut your mouth.
I'd just be like, you fucking disappoint me. I'm keeping you awake. You should be happy that you don't have to go to bed.
Right. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone, this is my.
Quit showing your pussy on the screen.
This is my pussy. His name is. This is what he does. This is what he does when I've been on the YouTube too long. He sits in front of the screen. He's a handsome devil, though. This is actually Joe's cat's
father.
This is the father of the cat that Joe has.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's funny. My cat does the same thing. I don't let him down here because I don't want cat hair down here. But we have a computer up in the bedroom, and it'll jump up on the desk and sit right on the keyboard as you're working. Like, hello? Like,
you're like chatting with someone, and they're like, "Did you just have a stroke?"
Yeah. What is?
He just
blah 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 blah.
My beard. He just blends into my beard at this point. He's just like part of my face.
Hey, Toby. Toby. Can you hear me? Toby.
Yeah, I put a little headset on him, Joe. He can hear you. Go ahead and talk.
Good.
he's listening. He's got his headset on, too. He's
really?
ready to say something.
Where did you get a headset to fit the cat?
PetSmart. PetSmart carries him with the pet laptops and the pet iPods.
The shitstorm on Drama House. I haven't been keeping up with it, man. I know what it's all about, but I just haven't been keeping up with it. I got my own shit to deal with and my own shit to take care of. Brothers, you guys are lucky out here in New York. The rats are bigger than the cats, and the rats eat the cats. Yum.
That sounds like an American Tail movie. Remember
Five-O.
Yeah, it sounds like the rats are bigger than the cats, and the rats eat the cats. Wasn't there a big to-do with rats and cats in American Tail?
But I remember, you see that?
Rats was a cat.
Did you see that?
So, Edward says I look like Gary Owen. Who the fuck is Gary Owen? I need to look that
Hold
up.
on, let me Google.
Google Gary Owen.
Did you see that?
Oh, hey, I'll take that. That's a handsome fella right there.
What's Gary Owen do? Is he an actor?
I don't know. He's holding a microphone a bunch. He's standing on red carpets. He's standing next to someone with gigantic
Does a microphone make me handsome, Miguel?
There he is. Can you see that? Oh, wait. Actually, I'll show you guys. Hold on.
Ooh. Is that?
Wait.
What are we looking at?
What are we looking at here?
I can't see him.
Right.
He's all wrapped up in a blanket or drapes or something. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I see. Okay, I found that picture online too. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Who the hell is this guy? What's he do?
I don't know.
Gary Owen.
I don't know. What's he do?
Wikipedia, the repository of all human knowledge, says he's an American actor and stand-up comedian. There you go.
Oh, okay. He's hilarious. He's
in America.
Dude, we don't even need Wikipedia. We have live stream here. Edward Shorty says he's he's a comedian. So there we go.
It says his big break came in '97 on Black Entertainment Television. Man, they must have been really hurting for comedians because he's pretty like.
He doesn't look black to me. I'll be honest. I know we're all PC these days, but I don't think he's black. I'm gonna just say I don't believe it. I think he's pulling the wool over our eyes, guys.
Well, hey, I'll take that. I've been said I look like a lot worse things than that. So thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Miguel was saying about the rats in New York being bigger. I remember we had big ass wharf rats. We grew up.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. We grew up on a we grew up in a river town, and the
I
rats.
never saw them.
You never saw those things?
No, I heard stories, but I never saw one.
You could go down to the wharf at night and just watch them run around, like around the dumpsters and everything down there. And they would come out to eat all the crap that the people were throwing to the geese and the ducks down there.
You sure those weren't the crackheads?
The wharf?
You sure those weren't crackheads down there?
Yeah, probably. I could see that being a good crackhead hangout. The wharf down in Liverpool.
The entire downtown.
The entire town's pretty much a crack.
It's just the whole town, the whole area downtown is a crack hangout.
When was the last time you were there, Jerm?
Last time I was in Liverpool, 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't have any.
I was just there for a couple days.
You don't have anybody there anymore. Just maybe some friends or.
Well, I mean, I have my aunt. I have like some cousins, aunt, and
uncle.
uncle.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But
asshole. Everybody gets the butt this time.
Yeah, that's right.
There's the. Hello, everybody. This is my asshole. I have on my mini headset, and you are looking at my asshole. I don't know why my cat has a Russian accent, but that's what I gave him. He's like, drink with me, comrade, and look at my asshole. I will drink with you, Toby. Thank you. His name's Toby. If anything, he should sound fucking.
You got a nice view of the business end there.
Dude, he constantly puts his ass in my face.
I think that's his way of saying he loves you.
Cats kind of just do that a lot.
Yeah, he's not. He used to come. He used to be like my best friend. He'd be around me like a dog would be around me.
I'll bet you your cats.
Then we got an actual dog, which he was still cool with. But then we got another cat. So he just kind of he comes up and wants to hang out with me when nobody else is around, and that's about it.
I'll bet
or when I'm on the computer.
I'll bet you your cat's asshole has been on more objects in your house than you know. I bet you
yeah, without a doubt. So I'm fairly certain he puts it on my lips while I sleep.
The rusty. You give him a rusty trombone.
The rusty trombone. Hey, you know what? And it's the way he gets treated around here. That's fine by me. He's allowed.
Yeah.
So this little conversation inspired me to Google slang for anus, and I'm going to read some of these off to you guys right now.
See, this is what it's all about. All right.
There's your standards: arsehole, asshole, backdoor, back end. Here's a good one: balloon knot.
That's a good one. I like that. It's very underutilized.
I like that, yeah. I'm going to start using that. Brown spider, brown star, bunghole, butthole.
Chocolate
starfish.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Of course, there's cornhole, freckle. Gary. There's one called Gary, apparently.
Wait, they call your butthole Gary?
Yes.
Who names your butthole Gary?
That's like Gary's in today. There's like one guy in Indiana or something that calls his asshole Gary, and it's on the internet.
This one, I think
he's from Gary, Indiana. He says, that's what I'm calling my asshole, Gary.
So, the old dirt road. Prison purse.
Oh, yeah.
And then my favorite, rusty bullet hole.
Rusty bullet hole. That's the old go-to name. The rusty.
If it's rusty, though, then there's a problem with your cleaning, your grooming habits, your cleaning habits. You need to. It shouldn't be rusty, bro.
Hey, meet me around back at the old rusty bullet hole.
Somebody was just calling it a bullet hole. I'd be like, well, that makes sense. But they're like, that's a rusty bullet hole. I'm like, wow, whose asshole were you looking up with when you came up with that name? Like, whose were you staring at? Because that's just disgusting, bro.
Fart box. Fart box, yeah.
A leather Cheerio.
Stu likes to tongue punch fart boxes.
Hey, listen, do you know how many nerve endings are in the asshole? You're goddamn right, I tongue box it. Tongue punch, whatever it was. I tongue punch it. Yeah. There are a lot of nerve endings in the butthole, by the way.
Oh boy.
You ever had your salad tossed?
No.
No. Yeah, no one goes there.
I
Hey, you should
prefer.
tell Adrian.
Do you use syrup? What was it?
Toss my salad.
Right. What was the old Chris Rock bit? Syrup or what? I prefer syrup.
So,
Oh no, that was from the jail video.
yeah. That was talking about tossing salad.
Yeah, that was
the jail. Yeah, yeah.
You prefer with syrup or
No.
syrup?
No, they were interviewing the guy. Remember, they were interviewing him on HBO, and they're like, what is getting the salad toss? He's like, that's what you have, a guy eat your asshole with syrup or jelly.
Oh, okay, guys. I just
prefer syrup.
So I just Googled slang for penis. You ready? I'm just gonna start rattling off a few. 100% all beef thermometer. Alabama black snake, anaconda, anal impaler, baby arm, baby maker, bald-headed yogurt slinger, baloney pony, BBC, BBD, big dick and the twins, big Italian salami, bird, bobby dangler, baloney pony, bone, boner, boomstick, bratwurst, boner, butt, cat, chap, chode, choder, chopper, chub, chubby, chub, chut, cock, cock rocket, cornholer, cut, D, dangler, dick smalls, ding, ding-a-ling, ding-dang, ding-a-ling, ding-dang, dingus, dinker, ding.
If anyone drops into this stream right now, they're going to be like, what the fuck is that?
Disco.
He's going to be like, I'm leaving. Yeah, I'm out. I don't know what's going on here.
Disco stick donor, dinkadoid, dome piece, dong dork, D in the dangus, D in the D train, ED peen, General 2 Cologne, get it up.
This is actually on the director's cut of Forrest Gump instead of shrimp.
Yeah.
He's talking about all the different.
Oh my God, get it up.
Joe, like 3 days later, like scrubbing the floor.
Gut wrench, hard on, head helmet, hockey cocky, hog hooded, hot dog hung, Jimmy Johnson, John Thomas, joystick, kielbasa, knob, lady boner, love muscle, love shaft, love stick, main vein, manhood, man muscle, master of ceremonies, meat popsicle, meat thermometer, member, middle leg, monster, Mr. Happy, Mr. Winky, old one eye monster, old snake, one eye trouser snake, one eye wonder worm, pea, packer, pats, pecker, peen, pee, peeper, Peter, PhD, I don't know what.
For a while.
Jesus, there's a lot of them. Pink tractor beam? What is that? Plonker.
Pink tractor beam?
Pocket rocket. Polaroid? I don't get that one. Papa Chub. Pork sword. That
is a good one.
I don't think I've ever heard pork sword.
Oh my gosh.
I want to know, like, where do you use these in conversation? Like, all
Well,
these names you just rattle off. Like, how do you use them? Like, where do you bring up pork sword in a conversation?
well, the other day I was at work and I was on my computer and I was I was shutting down Windows at the end of the day, and this random thought of my neighbor with her big boobs, and so I was walking out the door and I bumped my pork sword on the door as I was walking out.
Hey, Dan just said, what the hell just happened? I stepped away for like 2 seconds.
Yes, you step back in at a great time.
Oh.
He steps back into pork sword, by the way.
Pork sword.
That's no door anybody should ever walk through blind. The pork sword door.
So I'm looking up more definitions here on this site, and have you all ever heard of the Montana musket loader?
We were gonna do something like this last week. So, okay.
Whoa, now, are you sure? Because you were going to do this?
Wow.
All right.
So
let me read the definition of the Montana musket loader.
Hold on, before you do that, let's me and Stu guess.
Okay, yeah.
What is it? The Montana musket loader.
Montana musket loader.
I'm gonna say you're out camping and you're having sex with a chick in the most uncomfortable of positions, and you pull out and the musket goes off.
You're halfway there.
All right.
A musket loader. Man, I'm trying to think of how you load up actual musket and sexualize it.
You're going to be upset at yourself for not getting it.
The Montana.
Okay, I gotta hear it.
All right, here's the definition. When you are making sweet, tender love to a woman, you throw some good old Copenhagen long cut in your lip. And then after a minute or two, you take it out, place it on your anus, and stuff it in with your penis. That's the Montana
musket loader. That
All
makes
right.
a lot more sense.
All right.
That's pretty foul.
Copenhagen, wood flavor. Copenhagen, you can see it in your smile. Copenhagen, do yourself a favor to Copenhagen, drive them pretty girls
Wow.
wild.
What was that? What is that from? I know that song.
That's a Copenhagen theme song.
That's the actual Copenhagen theme song?
I'm pretty sure that
I
was
thought it was like a parody.
before they figured out that tobacco causes cancer.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is going to cause you to
little
die a
jiggles.
slow, painful death.
Your jaw's gonna fall off if you put this in your mouth.
Yeah.
There's people walking around with no jaw.
God, the dippers were the worst in the Navy, man. I fucking hated the people who dipped.
You know what?
So there were the respectful dippers who would do it, and they'd spit into a bottle and keep the cap on. I had no problem with those people. It was the assholes who spit into the trash can, like straight into the trash can, and you just have this like cloud of dip stink coming out of it. Oh, I hated those people.
I chewed very briefly, and the only reason I did because I smoked. When I was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And
that's why most people started chewing is because they could smoke on watch. Yeah.
Right. So, we couldn't smoke when we refueled. And we used to refuel for fucking hours, dude. Like, you're taking tons of fuel. So, and I was on one of the refueling teams, so I was at a fueling station. So it'd be even, smoking was definitely prohibited there.
Right.
But I would start to I smoked a lot. I'd smoke a pack and a half a day on a regular day. And so I couldn't smoke when we refueled, and we would refuel for 5-6 hours sometimes. So I started chewing just to, satiate my Nick fix.
Yep.
Not having nicotine fits.
That's what most people did.
And I didn't start with I started with Copenhagen. I didn't warm up to Copenhagen. It wasn't like I started with fucking Cherry Skull.
Right.
And then, it was like well, you just throw this dip in your mouth, you'll be fine. You won't want a cigarette. So I started because the guy that I was on a refueling team with was a hillbilly from Maryland, and that's what he chewed was Copenhagen. So I started chewing Copenhagen. It was so.
Now, I did buy a lot of coke when I was in the Navy because that stuff became currency. You go, once you're at sea for months at a time, we didn't have a ship store or anything like a surface ship. So what you brought with you is what you had. So you go out for a month or two, and people start running out of dip, and you're like, oh, weird, I have this whole log in my rack.
How many logs would you take with you?
I would line the back of my rack with them. I'd just do one row, so I was probably guessing 3 or 4 logs. I don't know, but I would sell a can for like $8 if people would buy it like nothing. They were like, yeah, hell yeah.
Well, where else are they going to spend their money?
Right, yeah. So that wasn't as bad.
Did you guys ever hot rack? You didn't have to hot rack, did you?
Oh yeah, we did hot racking. Yeah,
hot rack.
So hot racking for the people who don't know is basically 3 people share 2 beds. So you pretty much you always have one guy's on watch, and the other 2 have those beds to themselves. So you got this guy's on watch. These 2 have the beds. They're in the beds. This guy gets up, he goes on watch, this guy comes out of watch, and now this guy and this guy they're sharing the 2 beds. So the reason they call it hot racking is usually by the time you go to bed, the bed's still warm from the previous person who was sleeping in it. It's pretty foul. And
what Jerm didn't tell you is one of the guys' names is Watch. So somebody's always on watch. Someone's always on watch.
Well, that kind of reminds me at work. We have 2 stalls at work, but there's 50 people. So I'm always out. I'm warming the stall up for the next guy.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
You're doing a public service for everybody.
Right. But at work, you probably don't have to worry about someone accidentally leaving their cum rag on the toilet. So there's that too.
No.
Yeah, we had a couple guys who were so nasty that they got their own rack specifically because everyone complained if they had to hot rack with these guys. So if you were dirty and foul enough, they just never shower and always stink, then you get your own rack. So.
Man, I might have pulled that card just to get my own bed, man.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I mean, those guys, you had to get pretty bad to get down there. I mean, you have guys who their t-shirts would be yellow and the collars all hanging down here because they never washed it.
Couldn't because we had guys, we had birthing areas, and we all slept 3 on there was basically it's
3 high, middle rack, top rack, and the bottom,
bottom, but.
that reminds me of the story. Keep going, but I got to go.
I used to make I used to wake dudes up out of the rack if they smelled. Like we try to keep our berthing at like 62 degrees. It was cold in our berth. If it got any hotter, you got 90 guys in there.
Right. Yep.
Small area. And if it got any hotter, it started to smell really bad. So we kept it at about 62. But there were a couple guys that even at 62, you could smell them. I used to wake them up out of the rack and tell them to go hit the shower.
Yeah.
Just I couldn't take it. I'm like, get up, go shower, you stink. Be like, go watch. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Go shower, you stink. I don't care what you got watch. You better take your ass to shower.
Yeah. My very first night on the boat was in Yokosuka, Japan. They flew me out to Hawaii. This is in '99, I think. They flew me out to Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. They said, "Hey, your boat's overseas right now. We're gonna fly you out there, and you'll meet up with the boat in Japan." Okay, cool. So I get out there, and I show up to the boat. First thing you got to do, go out drinking. So they take me out drinking, and
I like it already.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, "You drink?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Let's go." I had been up for like 30 hours. I'm like, "Sweet." And so we go out, we drink a lot, and come back, and they're like, "All right, this is where you sleep tonight." And they put me in a middle rack, right? So it's so Joe, like, basically, your bed's either on the floor, it's in the middle, like a waist level, or it's up at like head level, right? So there's 3 triple bunks, and they put me in this middle rack, and they're like, "Just sleep here. You can sleep in the morning or whatever. Don't worry about it because we know you're going to be hungover, and then we'll come get you, and then we'll walk you around the boat." I'm like, "All right, sweet." So I go down, and I go to sleep, and then next thing I know, the lights come on, right? So the lights are on, and I hear all this commotion and someone yelling, and something's happening, and there's a guy outside my rack mopping the floor. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" So I'm like, "Well, it must be time to get up, right? It's morning, the lights are on." So I start climbing out, and the guy looks at me. He's like, on a submarine, there's only like 100 people, so everyone knows everyone, right? It's not like on a ship where you might not know this guy, but everyone knows everyone. He looks at me and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "Get back in your rack." I'm like, "All right." So I crawl back in. I'm like, now I'm kind of scared. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Turns out the guy with the mop in his hand was mopping because he was so drunk that he thought that the trash can in the dark berthing area was the pisser, and tried to piss in the trash can, and instead missed the trash can and pissed on the head of a guy laying in the bottom rack.
Nice.
Right next to the trash can. So my first night on the boat consisted of experiencing one of the guys getting pissed on by another drunk guy while I'm completely trashed. I'm like, "This is going to be a hell of a ride."
Kind of reminds me of my college days, man. My college days, I had a roommate in the dorm, and we were pretty cool. We both listened to like Led Zeppelin, same shit. We go out drinking all the time. He was a big pothead, and I really wasn't all into pot at that, like that. So, but I didn't care. He was a good guy. We'd go out, we'd drink, we would get wasted. This one night we were out drinking, and we were just putting them back, just like shot after shot after shot. I don't know how we made it back to the dorm, but we did. And similar, we had the bunk beds. I was on the bottom, he was on the top. So he took about 10 minutes to get into his bunk. He was so drunk he couldn't get in. About 10 minutes. Finally, he gets up there. So I go over, I turn the light off, fucking stumble over, hop back into the bed, pull the blankets up, and I'm getting all comfortable, and I'm all right. I'm ready. I'm almost out. And all of a sudden, I start hearing, like he's going to puke. And I'm like, "Oh, God," I hear, so I'm like, "Hold on. I'm not even half sober, but I'm a little bit more sober than him. I'll fucking hold on, don't move. I'll get the trash can." He's like, "Oh." He starts puking in his hand on the top bunk and then throwing it in his hands across the room to try to get it into the trash can because that is what made the most sense at that point in time.
That made the most sense at the time. That's
Puke
right.
in your hands and throw it across the room. You'll get every drop right in that trash can. There's your cat's butthole.
Rusty bullet hole.
Oh, come on.
He did not like that. He didn't like that at all.
Dude, Pablo Faz just gave us $1 super chat just as your cat's butthole came on the screen. Well, thank you, Pablo.
My cat's butthole's worth $1, everybody. And,
anybody
Hey, foul Chrome, fellas. He said, "How is everyone? Foul, you're foul. We're being foul. That's how everyone is. We're being foul."
Joe's channel has basically been turned into chat roulette. Anyone who jumps in here they're rolling the dice.
I know, they're like, what
You're
the?
about to tell them a story the next day to their friends at work. They're like, "So I was like just surfing YouTube last night, and I click on this channel called Pigpen, and what do I see is just an asshole, just a cat's asshole.
Just a cat's
the first
asshole.
thing I see, and they're just it's insane."
Hey, check that out. Hold on. Was that? I don't know. I don't know what I missed. Yeah, no, but like Pablo, hey, no problem, he says. Thanks, Pablo. I jumped on this channel, and there were people giving dollar bills for cats' buttholes.
Ed Taco Bell. What does that say? Ed Taco Bell in a sub is about as smart as lighting a smoke at a gas leak. I think so. Oh, Edward said Taco Bell plus the side of a submarine would be fire.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing. Well, you guys got pretty good food though, right? You guys had a little bit better quality of food than the surface guys, right?
Yeah, they say we did, which means that your food must have been really fucking bad.
Because we had chicken every day, and it was the same chicken. Yeah. It was just seven different ways, 7 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, we had good stuff sometimes. Like on halfway night, we'd get steak and lobster. That was always cool. Special nights or whatever, they'd make something good for us. But a lot of times it was I don't know. I took raw chicken back to the cooks a few times. They didn't like it when I do that, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking eat it. You need to finish cooking it.
Yeah, you always hear that about submarines.
Now you're being picky.
Well, they get better food because the under the water life is a little rougher than the surface life, which I agree with. They tried to stick me on a submarine, and I told them to go fuck themselves because I got to see the sunshine. But
you're definitely smarter than I am.
Yeah, but I also there was 380 guys on my boat, and I think I knew every one of them.
Yeah,
I think the only boats you really don't. Yeah, I think the only boats you don't really know everybody is your amphibs, your carriers, stuff like that. But yeah, I always wondered if that was a lie about the food, like the steak and lobster. They get steak and lobster 3 times a week.
No, that's complete horseshit. No, that did not happen. You get it on halfway night, and if you're lucky, you wouldn't get one of the lobsters that was still cold in the middle. But
I like cold
still
lobster.
Cold and gooey.
Yeah. And we actually went. It was funny too because we would, everyone loads food, right? I'm sure you guys did that too, right? Load food does everyone? Well, I guess you guys could load food with a crane or something. We had to line up.
Yeah,
we had basically our storage locker, and from the storage locker down inside the boat, all the way out of the boat, topside across the brow to the storage area. We would all just line up shoulder to shoulder and just toss the food
we had work parties like that,
chicken wheels or whatever. And I can always remember we would toss down all these bags of candy and shit, boxes of M&Ms and stuff, and we're like, why do we never see this? So I'm pretty sure the cooks controlled all that. I'm pretty sure they just sort of kept it as their personal stash because we never saw that shit.
And then work parties and stuff to do that, but
something nasty would come across, and the guys on the brow would be like, "Oh shit, I dropped it in the water. Oh no."
So you don't eat for 3 days. Good for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
you dropped all the nasty shit in the water, so we're out of food now, and we're still out to sea for a month.
What's up, Dustin? Dustin says hi. Stu, JERM, and Pigpen. How is everyone doing?
So Dustin, I hope Dustin got here in time to see my cat's asshole because it was glorious.
I don't think he saw your cat's asshole, and I'm guessing he's really hoping to see it.
Well, maybe. Well, Toby might be coming back. He's thinking about coming back, but he looks like he's still a little mad at me because I showed his butthole to everybody.
And of course, Edward, yes, that is Spy Hunter. It was either Spy Hunter or
that one's Spy Hunter.
That is
or
Spy
Tetris.
Hunter.
Dude, we had an F-Zero. That was really nice.
Yeah.
We used to play a lot of F-Zero. A lot of F-Zero, Sim City.
Yep.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
And I remember, I can't count the hours that Joe and I spent down in the basement playing freaking SimCity and F-Zero and.
You remember Lemmings?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time down. Well, that's where we hung out when we were at the house.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
We're outside
stealing his dad's beer.
stealing the.
We used to drinking warm Labatt Blue and playing Super Nintendo. Those
Yep.
are the days.
Remember,
We used to
we'd
hide-
steal
we
all
used
the
to
beer.
hide stuff in the camper, the tent camper out in the driveway. We would steal.
That's right.
We had Crown Royal out there. We'd steal bottles of Labatt's out of the refrigerator downstairs, and we remember putting them in a backpack. But we were smart because we'd smuggle them out, and you'd hear all the bottles clanking around, and it was just like,
Hey,
we're not
thanks,
getting away
Dead
with this. Huh?
Dead corpse is leaving. Dead corpse is leaving.
Dead corpse.
Yeah, it says we'll catch y'all soon. Be safe. Thanks for stopping in. Take it easy.
Well, thanks for hanging out, Dead Corpse. We'll catch you. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday.
I think we even stole a bottle of Manischewitz once.
Oh, of course we did. And
Well, Joe's house is where I learned to hate old granddad whiskey.
that stuff was horrible.
Yeah, we would drink it though.
Yep. We drank. I remember drinking. I don't know if you were there. We drank blackberry brandy one night, which was disgusting.
Oh God.
And I remember
That's like worse than Mad Dog.
I'm starting to get nauseous.
Yeah.
we drank. We
Toby,
grabbed a
bring your
bottle of
butthole over here,
vodka.
everybody up.
We'd grab
What was that
vodka
now?
out and realized that we'd been drinking water, that we drank it already and filled it up with water.
Yeah, we had already filled it with water. This shit ain't doing nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I do remember when we were in high school, we had sold some fake pot to some girls. I think this was you, Joe. Me, you, and Dave Hahn. I know Dave Hahn. Dave Hahn was always involved in this stuff. He there was some girls like in the grade below us or grade or two below us that were like, "Oh, you guys always have pot. Can we get some?" And so I think it was Dave. He put like literally like oregano and parsley and shit in a bag and sold it to him for like $5. And the next week they're like, "Can we get some more?" It's like, you dumb bitches.
They didn't do anything with that bag.
Yeah, probably not.
Dude, he was such a
Pretended to do.
he was such a skis. Like I
He
thought.
was, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude! There were things like so. You guys were in the Navy. I had the apartment. I had that. We called it the Palace, and it was on Avondale.
Yeah. I remember I went to the Palace once.
Yeah.
I remember that right after I joined the Navy.
And I mean, I'm telling you, we fucking had some. I mean, it was just a nonstop party because there were.
Yeah.
Like it was just. I'm getting. I'll tell stories about that someday. But we just nonstop parties, and I remember there was a dude that hung out there all the time. His name was Neville, and he brought a whole bunch of CDs there, and I think he might have even lived there at one point. Oh, we're gonna see Cat Butthole soon. Brace your eyeballs, everybody.
I gotta warm him up. I gotta warm him up to it.
You gotta
Warm him up.
ease
He's
him into
shy.
it.
Yeah, he's shy. You can't just be throwing his asshole up there without warming him up
Yeah.
first.
I think so. I think Neville lived there at one point. He had a bunch of CDs and he wrote his name on them so nobody would, so they wouldn't get mixed up or whatever. All of a sudden, one day, like some dude who lived there, all his pot was missing, and another guy had like clothes or something missing, and then Neville had all his CDs. There's the cat butthole. Oh my god.
He's so mad at me, dude.
Is that
I'm sorry, Toby. That's the last time. No more cat ass.
is that the,
Your cat meows really weird.
yeah? I was just gonna say, what is that?
You really did piss him off.
Well, I made the cat mad, and now my dog. One of my dogs is going. Baxter,
Yeah.
Baxter, chill. Come here.
So like, anyways, years. So all the CDs, everything end up turning up missing. And then anyways, Dave moved up here to Massachusetts, and he's like, "Hey man, you should move up here." And I go, "Yeah, you know what? I got a crazy ex-girlfriend. I got to get away from that chick. She's a freaking lunatic. And I got really nothing else going on. Shit, I'll fucking move. I'll go up there." So I move up here. We move up to Charlemont, which is this little fucking redneck town in the middle of nowhere. And he's got one room. I got this other room. And then, like, with a month later, he wakes me up one morning. He's like, because he didn't have a vehicle. I had a Jeep. He wakes me up and he's like, "Hey man, can you give me a ride to Springfield?" And I'm like, "Springfield? What the fuck's in Springfield?" He's like, "Oh, the Greyhound station." I go, "Fuck you going to the Greyhound station?" He's like, "Oh, I'm moving to Rhode Island with my girlfriend." I'm like, "Fuck you, man. Get your own ride." Well, anyways, he fucking left everything in his room. There were bottles filled with piss. Like, he was afraid. I don't know if he was afraid to leave his room at night. He was scared because it was a hotel we lived at. And everybody shared one room. So there were all these bottles filled with piss and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So we cleaned all that out through it. And sure enough, I fucking open up. Oh, I'm going through his shit, throwing it away, and there's all these CDs from Jason Neville there.
Hey, later, Pablo.
So he fucking stole all. So he was such a fucking skis, man. He would steal. That guy was such a fucking klepto.
Oh yeah, he was. He was he was a little sleazy. Wonder whatever happened to him.
Who knows?
I worked with him for a while. I didn't work with him, but he was working at Mountaineer Casino for a while. And he worked at the steakhouse there. I was working.
Was he handling tube
about-
steaks?
Huh?
Handling tube steaks?
Yeah, handling tube steaks. Then he actually worked at the Rivers in Pittsburgh too, the one I work at now.
Oh yeah.
Dave Hahn, yeah. You did not have a crush on Dave Hahn. Shut your mouth. Hey, it's been fun, guys. I gotta go beat up my wife now.
So here's.
I had a crush on Dave Hahn. You did not. You didn't have a crush on that fucking idiot. Now I'm mad. I'm already pissed about the Penguins, and now you want to lay it on. You have your player crush.
Hey, Pablo, another $1 super chat. Thank you, Pablo.
I thought Pablo was leaving. Hey, thanks, Pablo. Appreciate it. See you later, buddy.
Every time he sees that
No more
cat's
buttholes.
butthole.
No more buttholes. Pablo, just for you, next time it's going to be my butthole. I'm gonna put my rusty bullet.
My rusty bullet hole.
Yeah, my rusty bullet hole is going on YouTube. Your channel's getting shut down, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a notification tomorrow. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, you are not eligible for monetization anymore."
Yeah. We'll have to take this shit to Pornhub or something.
You ever seen those pictures on the internet where
I've seen pictures on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen them? But the pictures of people's body, it's supposed to, it looks like one body part, but it's really not. It's just zoomed in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like somebody's.
Right. They'll do I probably can't do it.
Oh,
something like that.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. We should do that. We should do that one Tuesday. Just see how many different. Just get right up to the camera and maybe that's my butthole.
You remember those motivational posters people would make? There's one, it looked like a vagina, and it just says, relax. It's an armpit or something, and it zooms out, and it looks like a vagina, but I don't know whose armpit looks like a vagina, but hey, look at that.
That's a little butthole looking.
I don't know. Whoever's armpit looks like a vagina, I think they should meet me. I think we should meet. We should hang out
Look
for
at that.
a while.
There we go.
I'm going to take you to dinner. Can I see your armpit? Oh yeah, there's the rusty bullet hole.
Do you shave your armpit or is it unshaven?
What?
Dude, you think I got time to shave my armpits?
Oh, I shave that shit, dude. I don't go like razor shaving, but I trim that, dude. My hair will grow out like Bob Ross under my arm if I don't cut that shit. And it's all deodorant does is just sort of run on top of the hair and halfway cover this thing. Nah, dude, I have to cut that shit out because it is just poof. Yeah, it's totally 70s porn star armpit hair.
Good to know.
You have a condition. That sounds like you have a condition that you should have checked out.
What, my hair grows?
Excess armpit hair.
Do you braid it? Put it in dreads?
No, I keep it cut, man. Keep that shit trim.
You should dread it out.
Yeah, because it wouldn't stink enough already.
Terrible. Let's see what Google has to say about excessive armpit hair here.
You're going to find sites with Chinese women on it, just so you know.
Bedazzled armpit hair extensions.
Dustin says he has to do the same thing, JERM.
See? That's the way it is for some of us. It's a tough lot. It's a hard lot in life. Hard knock life.
I should probably shave my armpit, but I'm just too lazy.
So there are women who not only braid their armpit hair.
Yeah.
They also, I'm sorry. There's also women who they attach hair extensions.
Okay, that's a little excessive.
As well as bedazzle.
So, Falcrum says, JERM's armpits be looking like Stu's beard.
Yeah, it's kind of what it looks like. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. We can actually have a quiz show next week. Are we looking at Stu's beard? Or are we looking at JERM's armpit?
Yeah.
You know, I was just looking at these pictures on Google of these women who bedazzle their armpits.
Wait, they
women are-
bedazzle?
bedazzling-
How do you
bedazzling is out of control.
Wait,
I know like a year ago.
what? Hold on.
They
What?
Look up bedazzled armpit hair.
Get out of
extensions.
here. This
Yeah,
is not. Is this a
bedazzled.
thing? Okay,
It's a
we
thing.
were.
There's
I'll
images.
tell you this. We were stupid when we were kids. We were really stupid. We did a lot of dumb shit. But people these days have taken just stupidity and brought it to a whole new level.
Well, armpit hair is very in right now for women.
What?
Yeah, so they're doing different things
No.
to it.
No.
They're braiding it. They're bedazzling the
No, it
armpits,
is
they're-
never
they're
in.
adding hair extensions. It's
What?
a very hip thing to be doing.
Bedazzled. Okay, so bedazzled. What about armpit?
Yeah, bedazzled armpit hair extensions.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's disturbing.
What the? What is this? Are you serious? Somebody just slapped the fucking snot out of these people. What is this?
I think it's. Baxter does
The
not
dog
like
doesn't
it.
like it either.
He's very upset. He's very upset about the whole ordeal.
Okay.
Baxter, close your mouth.
Nice.
Are you ready to bedazzle your armpits?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
Have you ever heard of the vajazzling? Vajazzle?
I
That
just
happened now.
heard it. I heard it just now.
Women were bedazzling their vaginas. It was called vajazzling.
So here's a chick who has bedazzled her armpit, dyed her hair. What is wrong with people? Are you freaking?
You know what? That's not actually too bad.
This one's not too bad.
No, it's
Yeah, there were some worse ones that I saw on there.
Are you
this
kidding
one's
me?
not bad.
Okay.
There were some worse ones.
Here's the solution. If you have time to fucking bedazzle your armpit, get a fucking job.
It's not just the extensions and the bedazzling either. The women are dyeing their armpit hair. Like they're dyeing it odd colors. Blue, orange. I've actually seen it in person. I've
Seriously?
seen women with like dyed armpit hair.
Is this what it's come down to? This is what it's come down to.
Well, no,
I don't think it's finished going down yet, dude.
yeah, it's not come down to this. It's just still going.
Still.
It's just we are on the slope.
You should
It's
do.
whatever they can. I mean, women braid their eyebrows now.
You should do this to your
what else? Like,
beard.
they braid their eyebrows. They do all kind of crazy shit. Thread. What is it?
You should do
No,
that.
I've seen braided eyebrows.
You should do that to your beard.
I'm gonna put a bunch of braid. There you go. Little Christmas ornaments in my beard.
There you go.
I like it. You know what? I could pull that off flawlessly. I want to put lights in my beard, though. I don't want just bulbs in my beard. I want lights.
Some
Like,
LED.
Get that shiny silver shit hanging off of it too.
Tinsel.
Yeah, tinsel.
Tinsel.
Just don't go anywhere within 10 feet of a fire.
Ew, what the fuck is that?
We don't do. We don't do
Ugh.
tinsel on the tree. It's tacky.
What the hell?
That's Stu's worried about it being tacky.
It's
just
very tacky. It's very faux pas.
been a while since I've seen you, I guess.
It's very tacky, very faux pas. I watched a couple episodes of Queer Eye, and I'm all up with it now.
You're all down with the queer eye.
I got it. I know what's in. I know what's out.
Yeah.
I'm tapped in.
So-
My wife watches a lot of those that's house hunting show things.
Oh
and
yeah.
Nothing makes me want to punch people more than those shows, man.
Have you seen the memes for those shows?
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm a
organized.
part-time teacher, and my wife
I alphabetizes hot dogs.
She trains
our budget's
gerbils.
$1.8 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our budget's $1.8 million.
Yeah. Or you get the people who are like, they're like, oh, we want to live in the center of Paris, but we want a big yard for our horses. Fucking jackhole.
We want a place that overlooks the bay, but we need a 2-car garage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
And our budget's $59,000.
yeah, our budget's $1.3 million.
So, Okay, I just Googled Vag Dazzle. Bedazzle.
Oh,
Vag
oh
Bedazzle.
shit! You're still on it.
I gotta say, I'm in the wrong
Exactly.
business. I'm in the wrong line of business. There's people that get paid to do this?
I don't think he's going to pay you to do that, Joe. Like, it's vajazzle, not penis jazzle.
Oh my god. Look at
You know,
this.
it's not like it takes a lot of effort. I mean, you just go get one of those bedazzling kits, and then you put it. You just,
Isn't that
Isn't
like a staple gun?
Yeah, it's like basically a staple gun, isn't it? Like, pow, pow, pow.
Sometimes beauty hurts, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my
Beauty hurts
god.
sometimes.
That's
Joe's just like, he's done. Joe's out.
oh my gosh.
He's just staring at
Here's
bedazzling.
one. I wish I could put this up for everybody. I'm gonna have to kind of describe it, but it's a Vag Dazzle, but it's got two of the, you know, those like Cookie Monster googly eyes.
Yeah.
It's got them strategically placed in the most opportune location to make it like a mouth that's open. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm now looking for this picture.
I wish I could put it up there for you guys. Oh.
No, yeah, let's not do that.
Oh, what is that?
Joe's never seen a vagina before.
No.
Yeah, things are happening.
Okay,
It's getting weird.
it's a shrimp.
So, how many dudes did you share your bed with in your lifetime, Jerm?
Probably the most at once was when I was sleeping in the torpedo room.
What the
Yeah, is that what we call it
fuck
nowadays?
is
Yeah,
this?
torpedo room. Yeah, that's right. And
Oh my god, you guys gotta see. What is that? What is that?
Do you want us to log out and dim the lights for you, buddy? We can set the mood.
Look at this. It's a shrimp cocktail necklace. True to size, handmade shrimp. It looks like a it looks like a bull pistol.
Is that like a pearl necklace?
Yes. What the? Oh my god. Hold on. Oh, here's the other picture.
yeah, be careful what you're showing there.
Are people seeing this on live stream? No.
No.
Look at this.
We're seeing it.
Those are the two googly eyes.
Oh my god. Yeah, the googly eyes is, holy crap.
Why has that one got a runny nose? I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta look.
Viewers, you're gonna have to find this on your own because this definitely can't go up here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Show me to me, Joe.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No, I was still on. I had it done. No, if you there's a meme. Oh my god. There's a meme with I gotta send you the link.
Hold on, I gotta.
You remember the googly eyed?
Do you think I could put this up on my Instagram, or would they take it down?
I think if you did enough editing to it, no one will know what it is. Actually,
I bet you if I take a picture of this right here,
I would not do that. I'll be right back. Let's not do that.
I think I could do it. Stu, hold up.
Got Stu too excited. Now he's off to the bathroom.
He's gonna be gone for what, like all 30 seconds? Oh my god. Hold on.
As it is, I don't think I'd take that chance, Joe.
Oh, okay. Wow. So I just learned Vag Dazzle. Vag Dazzling.
Foul Chrome says he wants to see that shit. Foul, you need to Google it. Trust me.
Hold on.
Just, googly eyes.
Can I put this?
Whatever other word you want to fill in the.
Hold on.
The old,
I think I put it in the live chat here. I don't know if that's an actual link.
It's your channel, dude.
I
don't
can't.
know.
It won't let me. It won't.
I think I would leave it up to the viewers if they want to see it. I wouldn't put anything up there someone might accidentally click on.
Yeah, it won't let me post it. So they must go through and go, no, you can't post the word vag with dazzle. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on. Okay.
Green Candy says his brother once grew out his toenails for a month. Shit, I do that like every month.
What's up,
for
Mike
like
Colley?
3 in a row.
I had like little knives. Dude, I've done that before where I've just been too lazy to cut my toenails, and like my wife calls them talons. What's up? What's up, Chad? You missed the Vag Dazzle.
Vag dazzling, yeah.
There's all kind of stuff happening, Chad. You might want to cover your eyes.
I was wearing that hockey jersey. I was starting to sweat.
What happened to the I can't show the googly eyes. That's disappointing.
No,
Yeah, there's a meme that goes along with that, by the way, and it's the googly eyes. They shake around, and the lips just flap. I'll have to find it and see if I can send you the link because it's hilarious.
You might just have to start hosting on a different platform.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Something that I wonder what Twitch is what their policy is.
I don't know. You want to type Google what's Twitch's policy on Vag Dazzle?
Can I show Vag Dazzling?
Oh man.
Fuck. Oh my god, dude.
I'm looking for this Giphy Jiff.
Giphy Jiffy?
Alright. Oh god, hold on a second.
Stu found a piece of jazzle on his nose. Oh my god, I'm no stranger to Google searches, but this is bizarre. Vag
Yeah, we just
Dazzle.
opened a whole can of worms here.
Wow. Ooh, that's not weird.
Oh, Dustin's at work. Dustin, you a shift worker? I worked shift work for like 5 or 6 years, and it sucked. Well, plus the Navy.
Oh, he can't drink at work. That's the worst kind of job.
Yeah, that's what my job is.
Drinking on the job, that's frowned upon in this establishment.
I did actually, I worked for a beer garden in South Carolina last year just for a couple of events.
Really?
And basically it was they had like their truck with the beers, and I just, people would give me tokens, I'd drop in the thing, I'd fill the beer up, and then I was allowed to drink as much as I wanted. And I discovered that I can't be a bartender. I cannot be a bartender. People are like, should you be serving people anything right now?
All right, I think I just sent you this link, Joe.
Oh, okay.
In Messenger.
All right, let me check.
For this thing with the googly eyes, I think it's the right one. Yeah.
Okay. It's the link sounds like it's pretty promising so far.
I gotta send it to JERM too.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you the same way because it's a link. I can't put the link up in the chat. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not.
Wait, where'd it go?
Oh, what do you know? Okay, you're showing it. No, it's not doing that thing. Oh my god. Mike wants a shout out.
Mike?
Oh,
Mike Colley? Mike Colley. What's up, Mike? Sorry, Mike. We're looking at that song. That guy goes. What is that? That was from something else. What was that from? That's a recycled audio clip.
Running, wasn't it?
It was the horse running, the two-legged horse.
Went on forever.
Yes, that's what it's. I knew it. It's all up here somewhere.
Safe for work porn.
Yeah, safe for work porn. Is that such a thing?
I mean, if you're in the bathroom stall and you're on your phone, just saying.
Oh, speaking of that, I worked with a dude who admitted that he has jerked off at work before. But not only did he admit that he jerked off at work, but he also admitted he shit his pants at work and he just took off his underwear and threw them in the trash can.
Just get rid of it this way.
Oh my!
Dude, I told you that story the first week we did this about me when I had to wipe my ass with my my undershirt.
Yeah. And, driving home or something.
Yeah. There was no toilet paper. Adapt and overcome. Survival of the fittest.
Oh.
There was no toilet paper. I didn't have any socks on either. I was in Barcelona and it was summer. What you just watch the link or something? I told you the googly eye one. I told you the googly eye. We used to send that to each other over text message a couple years ago. Me and a couple of my other buddies.
Hold on, maybe I can put it in.
My buddy Sam, his brother Jesse started that. He started sending that Jiffy gift to everybody, and it would just show up randomly in a link in my text message, and I would always click on it and go and laugh. Yo, I'm done, man.
Can you guys hear that? Hold on. Everybody wants to know what it is.
There's a link in the chat. Everybody go have a good laugh.
I just put it in the chat.
We were talking about vajazzling. That's what we were talking about. We ended up with googly eyes, and it was a mess. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. There's the link. Anybody wants to follow in the chat.
Does it work? Hold on. Does it work in the? Oh, it works. Hold on.
Oh, geez. Oh, it works. We all click on it on the same time. We should be able to just hear each other.
Oh my God, you actually posted it. That is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Dude, everybody at work.
I wish we could just put that on the live stream because I think everybody would really enjoy that on the live
It's a
stream.
shame that can't be the intro to the next video.
Do you think it could be?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it could be, right? No?
I don't think so.
Yeah. That's a big fat no, Joe.
Yeah, you said you want to keep making Racing Rivals videos. I'd make a different channel for that.
Yeah,
one.
make a different channel. Make one that you don't mind getting shut down.
All right. How do I copy this link? Because I'm going to put this. Tomorrow at work, everybody's. No, Green Candy, $5 super chat.
Right on.
He loves that shit. Nice. Thank you, Green Candy. Thank you, Green Candy RR.
It's just, man, you can't beat that.
Dude, everybody, I'm gonna be at work tomorrow.
Quit watching it.
I'm in a text message group with everybody at work, so we're all gonna be in our cubicles tomorrow. That's going out tomorrow at like 9 in the morning. Everybody's getting that.
Fired tomorrow, everybody. That's what.
Yeah.
If I'm live.
Joe's sending this link out to everybody at work tomorrow, and then
He's sending out his resume to everyone.
Yeah. If I'm live streaming at 9:30 tomorrow morning. If I'm live streaming tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, you know what happened.
Well, I got a lot more time to do this.
Oh my God.
Wife got on my phone earlier, and guess what popped up?
Oh,
Google
man.
Eyes. I can't take my phone in my job.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Wow.
So the wife got on my phone earlier, and guess what popped up?
What popped up, Mike? Was it a wiener?
Oh, yeah, what popped up?
Was a wiener popped up? I bet it was a wiener.
Was it bedazzled armpit hair extensions?
Vag-dazzle.
Vajazzle. It's not vag-dazzle. It's just vajazzle.
So here's what I'm curious about, guys. You know how when you Google stuff, then like for the next week you see ads for that stuff everywhere you go on the internet?
Are we
going to be seeing like bedazzled and vag-jazzled?
Yeah,
I'm looking at my Facebook ads right now. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I hope it pops up.
We see you're interested in. We see you're interested in Cookie Monster eyes here.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You gotta love I love it. I want to watch it again.
I love it.
Send it to my mom.
I love this. This is great.
I'm gonna send that to my mom. Your mom's gonna love it. It is almost Mother's Day.
That just ended me, man. I can't function at all after seeing that.
Wow.
We're not talking about that.
Holy crap.
Dude, the sound, the audio makes that. Oh,
It
I'm
has
taking.
271,000 views. Expect that number to go up. It's
just-
rated 87%.
That's just on that link, right?
I'm stealing that audio. That's
On
gonna
that
be my.
video.
That's gonna be my
I don't
intro
think-
for next
'cause I
week.
don't know if that's the only place that video is. It's on. I think it's on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's. Yeah, I'm sure it's all over.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm
That's
stealing that audio.
That's only the hits on that particular link. But it's on different links. Like I don't know. I
Right.
googled.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
stealing.
googled the simplest thing I could to find it.
I'm taking that. That's gonna be my intro tomorrow. I'll put the video different, but the audio. I'm using that audio for my intro next week. No doubt. I'll figure.
It reminds me of the videos that start real normal, right in the middle, a real loud modem comes on. You're trying to turn your phone down.
Oh, dude, those are the worst. By the way, the people that send you those are dicks.
Oh my God, I've had some.
Fortunately, haven't gotten one of those, but
You've never been like I get tagged in them on like
Yeah.
Facebook usually, and it'll be like, yo, watch this video, and it'll be like, and it's always stuff I'm really interested in, be like alien shit or ghost stuff, things that like always get my attention because I'm a weirdo that likes aliens and ghosts. I'm into that stuff, but like I'm like, oh, like real ghost footage captured in fucking bumfuck Arizona, and I'm like. I hit play and all I hear is I'm like, oh my God, and it's always when my volume's at full blast.
So I remember back in the day, I had this was back in the VHS days. I'd figured out how to dub video over without dubbing over the audio. Right, you just leave the audio going.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about, Joe? Right?
Yeah.
So. I'm not going to name this person, but we had a friend. I borrowed a VHS porn from him, and right in the middle of a scene, it cuts. Keep in mind, the audio keeps going, so you still hear the moaning. But in the middle of the scene, it cuts to Yoda when his eyes get real big when Luke starts lifting up the X-wing,
Yeah.
What was it, an Empire? And and his eyes starts getting real big, and I just cut that right into the middle of this scene. The dude, the next day in school, he's like, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah, that was old school. That was when you had to do video editing like the long way. God, remember that? We did like all the PNN stuff all on VHS.
God.
Dude, the PNN stuff was the worst. They started that one. Have you seen? You should see the setup they got in that high school now.
Oh, I'm sure it's awesome.
Yeah, there's like a whole. It's insane.
Yeah,
like the fun we could have had with that equipment back then.
Yeah. So I'm still unpacking because I just moved recently, and as I'm unpacking boxes, I'm discovering things that have been in boxes since the last time I moved 11 years ago. So I'm finding all this stuff. I'm like, the hell is this? And I found a VHS tape. I don't have a VCR player, but I found a VHS tape. That it says Bo and JERM's Christmas tree on the side. I don't know if you guys remember that little skit that Bo and I did, where we made a Christmas tree. But I got that. I just need to figure out a way to get that into a digital format because
I wish we could get that dude on here. We should get that dude on here.
Bo? Oh my God, yeah.
he's something else. But I think he'd have a good time doing this with us.
Oh yeah.
We tried to. Did we tell when you moved out to Texas?
That was a lot of fun.
What? Nope, we might have lost him, huh?
Yeah, it's looking like I'm seeing.
He's like, look at his picture. He's like,
I gotta screenshot this real quick.
Yep.
Got it.
I got it too.
There you go. That's perfect. That's gonna be an album cover someday.
Oh my God, look at that. He's into it. So let me upload something. Let me oh, he's gone. You there, Stu?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, now we got a weird screen. We got some weird screen going on here. You're all split up and
oh, look at that.
Look at that. Well, we're just about out of time anyway. So, media. I'm trying to. Nah, fuck it. I won't do it. I was gonna be an ass and put something up, but I'm not gonna. We'll wrap. Oh, there he's back. He's back.
Am I back?
Oh, we got some good, dude. We got some good screenshots.
Oh, there we go. We're back to normal now.
We got a good screenshot of you.
Yeah, whatever story you were telling, your face was fantastic.
Right when it froze when you got booted, you were like, "Ah!"
That's just my luck.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Well, it was weird. You crashed out, and then you left, and then that middle, the middle of the screen where where it's split, I was straddling that. That was through the center of my forehead.
Mm.
Oh, nice. Let's keep that in mind. Yeah, but I completely lost connection.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let me save this. I'll throw it up there. I'll let you see it. Save as. We're gonna save that on my desktop so I can find it.
That's like when people take candid pictures of you. They always catch you and
It looks like you're taking a shit.
Poses.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Taking a shit. All right. Image.
I'm gonna have to do something about my lighting. Good lord.
Your lighting.
Oh, it's only lighting.
I'm looking at the video feed. It looks like I'm all green and stuff. Well, I do have a green lamp next to me. Maybe that's why.
You mean on the
Light
screen?
myself up with this thing.
There it is.
Yeah, you look like that on mine too, but there it is.
Okay, better.
That's what? That's gonna be my new that's gonna be my new Facebook photo.
That's awesome. I like that. That's like the Brady Bunch.
Oh man.
Nice.
Oh my god. That's too much.
All right.
There we go. Yeah,
you did look kind of green on the feed from my laptop, but I've got it up on my. It moves a little quicker on my phone. I've got it up on my phone too, and your color looks fine.
All right. Nice. I love Joe's face on that. That's like perfect.
That was great. That was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Mike said that I got to do the eye poppy next time I do the moaning.
Yeah.
Like from the videos. Eye poppy.
Yeah. Sure, step aside.
Just finger the germ.
Yeah. Sure, step aside.
There it is.
That impression joke.
All right, hold on. Let's see if I can find it.
What was that? Where did I just see that? What was? Oh, there we go.
I'll show you. If I can put it.
Yeah.
Where
Sure, step
is
aside,
that?
kid. We're not.
Oh, there it is. Let me All right. Hopefully it doesn't do it right away. All right, you ready? Maybe it'll do it. Maybe it won't.
Yeah. Sure, step aside, kid. We're not.
Yeah, there you go. That's about right.
I think we lost Jerm again. Oh man, he missed the joke. That's all right.
I did miss it. Oh, now I'm back to the center.
There we go.
no.
Mike Colley, now we're not sick of you. Never could be sick of you. So,
he's coming back.
He's back.
coming back right now.
Woo!
All right, you there, Jerm? All right.
Hey, is it possible because I'm downloading all this porn after going to that site?
Here.
I sent everybody a virus with that link, by the way.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, what's happening?
Check it out, Jerm.
Evil. It was evil.
You ready? Check here.
Yeah. Sure, step aside, kid. We're not.
Those are they get me every time too.
Oh, and they're
I've
never the
not
same.
fallen for that.
All right. All right, Alfonso, man. Good night, man. Take it easy. I think I gotta call night. It's 11:30, man. I gotta work tomorrow morning, and I guess it's about that time we wrap it up, huh?
Yeah, I think so. And we keep losing in germ, and then I get all weird on the screen, and so I think before that happens again, that's not a bad idea. But you know what? I think we got to do this with germ more often. 3 is better than 2.
I'm down. That sounds like
yeah. Now that we know how to do it.
I mean, we've been doing this 2.5 hours, and it seriously feels like we just got on here. So.
Oh, it's great. Me and Stu have been doing this for like 4 weeks now.
About a month.
Yeah.
A little over a month.
Every Tuesday.
We had about 5 weeks. We had our pilot. We did a pilot thing where we just went. We were just gonna mess around, and then we decided to go live.
Yeah, fuck it,
just
let's
to see
go.
what would go on. It ended up with like 12 or 15 people. So yeah, man, this has been a little over a month, and it just gets better every week. So,
Absolutely.
but we're gonna come up. We'll have to come up with some new stuff for next week.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you find maybe more themed sex toys.
There's some weird. I bet you there's some weird ones out there. All right, well, there's JERM. He's gone. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for hanging out. We got a handful of people still watching right now. Want to just thank you for hanging out.
You know what? You gotta play them out. You gotta play them out with our video. Our
Absolutely.
opening video from today.
Absolutely. I think I got everything ready there. Oh, JERM's back. All right.
Oh, Jerem's back just in time to get played out. Very nice.
All
I'm
right.
just enjoying the old in out. That's
The
all.
in out.
In and out.
He's all right.
It's better to be the one going in and out than the one going, being the one
That's
going
right.
in and out too.
Yeah.
All
Better
right.
to be a giver than a receiver.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn those video notifications on so you never miss a video. Peace out, Cub Scout.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are flying, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga. Woo!